A service of KIBMradio.com, the Internet's home for an all old-time radio.
Finding life rather dull, dreaming again of exotic places, wishing you were somewhere else. We offer you escape. Escape with us now to Western Europe and an exciting story about the most murderous group of men on Earth, as Anthony Ellis tells it in A Bullet for Mr. Smith. To take the job because as a freelance correspondent in Europe, I could travel anywhere and talk to anybody without arousing suspicion. I would be working for the French intelligence office, and since I was unmistakably American, we hoped that enemy agents would be slow to discover me as a danger to them. 5 days after I accepted the job, I was told to go to a little movie on the left bank in Paris where I would make my first contact. I went, bought a ticket, and found my way to the 15th row, 4th seat from the aisle. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Excuse me, fellow. Excuse me. Yes? Could you tell me the time? The time? 9 o'clock, monsieur. 9. Exactly? 9 exactly. Remember, we're looking for Constance Smith. Can we do English if we don't think so? We don't know. We were from Paris 2 days ago, but we have an idea he said it's for Switzerland. And the description, very neither. 6 foot, 180 pounds. Dark, small triangular star on the lip. Okay. There is a tobacco shop in a village called Devon. It's on the Swiss border. Anderson is a monk, one of our men. Better go there. Get Smith. Kill him if you're out there. Right. It concerned the plans of one of Western Europe's greatest defenses against invasion, the new rocket bases in France. Somebody had gained access to all the details of those rocket bases, but it remained to find out who, and then to stop him before he could get them out of the country. By midnight, I was on my way to the Swiss border. The next afternoon, I reached Devon and found the tobacco shop of my contact, Mark. Good afternoon, monsieur. I'd like some tobacco. Something different. Okay. I make a blend. Perhaps you will be good enough to judge it. Blend de Mont. You are de Mont? I am, monsieur. You've been highly recommended in Paris. I'm buying tobacco for a friend of mine, Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith. One moment, please. Don't must be so careful. This way, please. You have credentials? Yeah. Here in my wallet. You are Mr. Peacock? No. That's the man who made the wallet. Oh. I'm Alan Rogers. Of course. Thank you. Now we'll talk business. Sit down, please. Thanks. First, who is Mr. Smith? I don't know. To help, let me explain. We know there is a Mr. Smith, but as to his true identity... Okay, we'll get to that later. You think he's got the information? No, not yet. Otherwise, he would not still be here. Where is he now? Across the border at Nyon. He appears to be a very rich Englishman, spending his time at Lake Geneva. He was in Paris a couple of days ago. Perhaps he was. Perhaps he was. I am not trying to be mysterious, Mr. Rogers. I said perhaps he was because Mr. Smith may be a number of people. Or a number of people may be Mr. Smith. Let me get this straight. Are we looking for a gang who call themselves Smith or one man? I don't know. All I can tell you is that he are very clever and very dangerous. We had one operative working in Nyon. He became friendly with a Mr. Smith. They went boating on the lake. Our man did not return. An accident, said Mr. Smith. Wait, stay here, please. Yeah, sure. Good afternoon, mademoiselle. How may I serve you?
Half of the Marley cigarette, please.
You marry me? I'm afraid, mademoiselle, that I do not stock the bread.
It's awfully hard to get here. All right, play it, please.
Certainly. Any luck, mademoiselle?
I'm afraid not. Only players.
I just remembered. Du Mario, was it not? There may be some in the back room. I ran to the front room, but got only a glimpse of the man who jumped into a closed car. All and wore a mustache I had, so I couldn't see the girl. Mont lay beside the counter, packages, players, clutched in his dying hand. I knelt beside him. He was trying hard. Go on, what is it? Say it. He was dead. So I notified the local policeman, took a bus for 7 miles to New York. I signed the register at the desk of the Grand Hotel and turned to follow the page to my room.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's my fault. I never look where I'm going. I hope you didn't break the mirror.
No. You're American.
Yes.
You're England?
Vermont.
Wonderful. I went to Bennington.
Oh?
My name's Mary Donnelly.
My name is Rogers. Alan Rogers.
Oh, I'm so homesick for some good American talk. Will you buy me a drink?
Oh, sure. Something about meeting someone from home when you're in a foreign country, especially a girl, that is, most girls, but not Mary Donnelly. I've never met her before, but I knew her voice. She was the girl in Mont's tobacco shop. She'd been with whoever killed the French agent. And I had a hunch that was Mr. Smith.
I'm sorry about Harrison. Phil Freewich decided the best way for me to forget the cab was to send me to Europe for a year. Well, here I am.
Nice way to forget a cab.
What about you? What are you doing in Switzerland?
Vacation. I had a job in Paris and got tired and decided to come here. I wanted to see the rest of Europe before it blew up. What? You sound disappointed.
Oh, no, not really. I thought perhaps you might be a Secret Service man or something.
Sorry.
I'm being romantic. Did you look the type, you know?
Oh? Is there a type?
Oh, yes. Handsome, square jaw.
Oh, no, that's a broken jaw. I got it in a football game. Along with the name Whiz.
Well, that's a candy bar, remember?
Oh, you're right. I never thought of it before.
But the jaw looks very distinguished.
Well, it aches when it rains. It does. Looks like we've got company. Oh, so you are, Mary. Why, sir, I hope I'm not interrupting.
Of course not. Mr. Rogers, I'd like you to meet Mr. Walter Smith.
Mr. Smith. It happened as quickly and uneventfully as that. The same man I'd seen leaving Mount's tobacco shop. It was all very chummy and well met. We had cocktails, we enjoyed one another's company, and to look at the three of us, you wouldn't have thought that espionage and murder sat with us.
Are you mean to say that you haven't seen Geneva yet?
No?
Well, that's capital. We'll take you. Madam?
Of course. Fine.
Will you both join me for dinner?
Oh, well, I hate to break up any plans, but I will.
Not at all. I'm fit. And then I'll see if we can take the launch down to Geneva. It's a lovely trip.
Here, boy.
Here, boy. Excuse me.
Telephone call, monsieur.
Thank you.
Will you take it here?
No, thanks. Stop here a moment to order another round, Doctor.
Right.
Merci, monsieur.
Oh, he seems to be a nice fellow.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Mr. Rodman.
Yes?
Would you do me a favor?
Well, I can try.
I know it sounds strange, but please, don't go with us to Geneva tonight.
Why not?
Please, just leave the hotel, go back to Paris. I can't tell you anything else, but see what I say. Please, go away.
Suddenly she wasn't putting on an act anymore. The cocktail hour was over and so was the small talk. Mary Donnelly wanted me out of the way, yet I was pretty sure she didn't know what I was after. I was trying to make it add up when Mr. Smith came back.
I feel perfectly skeptic about this, but I'm afraid our little jaunt is off tonight, old man.
Oh, it's too bad.
Perhaps some other time, frightful bother, but that telephone, well, it was rather urgent. Mary, the matter we spoke of earlier.
Oh, yes.
Do think of us, Roger.
Oh, it's all right. Forget it. Maybe we can get together tomorrow.
Yes, rather. Hey, come on, my dear.
Goodbye.
I'll see you later.
Oh, please forget what I said before. I was only trying to be romantic.
Sure, I know. You've been reading too much Eric Ambler and John Buchan. Eyes and stuff.
Goodbye, Mr. Rogers.
Goodbye. Oh, they're on the move. Mont had said that they didn't have the plans yet. It could mean that Mr. Smith and his girlfriend were expecting to get them tonight. I followed them out to the lobby, watched them go upstairs, then sat and waited. Out of the elevator together and left the Grand Hotel. I followed. It wasn't hard. They headed straight for the New York Railroad station. A couple of friends of mine had taken the train tonight. They just bought tickets. A tall Englishman and a pretty girl.
Yes, of course, to Basel. Wagon number 6. You have seen them off?
No. I'm going with them. I stayed out of sight behind the Douglas car, waiting for the train to pull in. Mrs. Smith and Mary Donnelly walked up and down the platform. With a couple of nice tourists seeing the sights of Europe. Then a man came along. Smith shook hands with him. They went on walking. As they passed me, I got my first good look at the stranger. There's something familiar. Something. Took a few seconds to register. The man we are looking for crossed himself Smith. He may be English, but we don't think so. About 6 feet, 180 pounds. Dark, no triangular scar on his upper lip. Then I remembered. This man on the platform fitted the description the French intelligence office had given me in Paris, even to the triangular scar on his lip. I had found myself another Mr. Smith.
Escape under the direction of Norman MacDonald returns in just a moment. The Trojan horse worked out pretty well. It got the Greeks into the walls of Troy so they could take the city. Well, false ideas can be used the same way. We're being invaded, so to speak, when we get hold of mere scraps of information or depend upon just part part of the truth. Actually, there's very little difficulty in finding out for yourself what's right and what's wrong. All you have to do is keep well informed. And you have the advantage of the greatest and most accurate news sources in the world. The American techniques of gathering news, of culling the truth from the false. You'll find all the right information by following the newspapers, the magazines, the books, by listening to newscasts and radio roundtable discussions on vital subjects. They're all available to you. Find out the whys and the wherefores. You'll be glad you did. And you'll be a better serviceman and a better citizen. And true, remember, the more you know, the higher you go. It's as simple as that.
And now, back to Escape.
Certainly, that Smith 1 and 2 were in possession of the rocket-based plan. The fact that they were headed for Basel told me that. Just across the Swiss border was Lörrach in Germany. That's a matter of 6 or 7 miles from Basel. Once inside Germany, it'd be easy going for them to point east. I had to stop them before we got to Basel. But I was on a Swiss train, and the Swiss are the most neutral people in the world. They can get real tough about their neutrality. I knew I couldn't get anywhere trying to hide, so I went to the lounge car to let them know I was aboard. Mary Donnelly was sitting in an armchair looking out into the darkness. Hi.
What are you doing here?
Come to Basel? I know. Let's say I'm romantic. It would have been very dull and, without you there.
I don't believe you.
Mr. Smith.
What went wrong?
Well, they didn't teach you much about manners at Bennington, did they? Manners?
Nothing.
You'd be glad to see me.
I'm complete. If they know you're here, they'll...
Well, what?
I can understand. This isn't what you think.
Really?
You must believe me. It's serious. So I think you're following them.
I am. Well, I'm following you, too.
Oh, what does it...
Well, Mr. Rogers. Mary, you didn't get quiet, Mr. Smith. Right. I'd like you to meet Mr. Tall Chief. Mr. Rogers. Mr. Tall Chief, how do you do?
Why don't we all have a drink to celebrate? I mean, we only just said goodbye to Mr. Rogers and me.
Yes, a happy reunion, huh? You didn't say you were going to Basel, Mr. Rogers? No. I didn't, did I? Well, I'll order at the bar. Johnny Walker all right? Fine. I'll go with you. I like my drink just so. That's the trouble with you. No.
You are?
No. Just working for a country. Like you.
They know it, too.
I didn't think my being here would fool us alone.
It's serious, you.
Oh, the Swiss train? It'll take some explaining. We were chapter Hungarian.
Better be enough of it.
Like the others? Like the tobacconist at the fun? I was there in the back room.
You knew I was all the time.
I knew what you are, too. What's the matter? You homesick?
Shut up.
Where are you going?
I don't know anywhere. I can't stand it.
You might try jumping off the train. It'll be quicker than a long trial. You were going to faint. You got hold of yourself and ran down the car. I sat back and waited for the drink. It was going to be quite a game from here on. They knew, I knew. And the question now seemed to be who carried the stolen plan. Smith? Tall Chief? It was Tall Chief, really Smith. It was beginning to sound like a who's on first routine when the Scotch and soda arrived. Well, here we are. Thanks a lot. Where's Miss Donnelly? Oh, I don't think she felt too well. Must have gone to her compartment. Rather sudden, wasn't it? Must have been. Look here. Why don't we all go to my compartment? That's wonderful, Tall Chief. We can play some cards. I imagine the poker's your game, eh, Mr. Rogers? A good game. But not tonight. Oh, but you'll not? I mean, well, we can hardly take no for an answer. No. I don't feel like it. Compartments are stuffy. I stay out of them as much as possible. This won't do it all.
I mean, 3 is such a good game. Well, Mr. Rogers, you know what this is in my pocket? Pipe? Try again. Gun. Well done, Mr. Rogers. Aren't you afraid it might go off? I gotta know. The conductor down there might wonder. Come on, Smith. We'll pop in the drill and play some euchre. Yes, that you are. Perhaps Mr. Rogers will join us later. I'm sure he will. I'd won that round. They tried to bluff me and they lost out. But that still hadn't got me closer to what I was after. So I finished my drink, had another, and then I went to Mary Donnelly's compartment.
Yes?
Rogers.
I don't want to talk to you.
I'll bet you don't. Open up or I'll break the door in.
Mr. Smith is in the next compartment.
We'll keep it quiet. Can we get in? Is there an adjoining door?
Yes, but it's locked.
What's the matter? Would you trust them?
They're angry with me. You think I have something to do with their being here?
That's tough.
You don't know. You don't know what they're like.
I've got a rough idea. So did Mark.
I couldn't help it. I didn't know Mr. Smith was going to kill him.
Why did you go to Devon?
He said he wanted some cigarettes and special guns. They didn't have them in Neon.
Go on.
Later, Mr. Smith told me that they found out there was a French agent in Brazil who knew about it. He said he had to kill him. He was so close to getting the plans, nothing could interfere.
Which one is the real Mr. Smith? Told Chief?
I don't know.
Are there others?
Yes. It's a code name.
Okay. Doesn't matter then. Who's got the plan?
I don't know.
Where are you crossing into Germany? Lorach?
I didn't want to go. I didn't know what they were like.
Well, now you know.
I was like a thing at home in college. We used to sit up taking coats and tearing up democracy. I said no.
Sure, honey. You didn't know they play real rough. Bullets and everything.
Let go. I was wrong. I was wrong.
You sure were.
Listen, I'll have to believe you.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes. I don't know what I can do, but trust me. I'll have to get the plans back.
You know what it means if they find out?
I know. I want to help you.
It's not me you're helping. It's a lot of other people you don't even know. Okay. Come on. Next compartment?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to take a chance on you. You double-crossed me. Well. Oh, hello, Mr. Rogers and Mary. You're feeling better, huh? Come in. Thank you. Thank you very much. Both of you. What? Go back to the wall over there. Go on. Oh, now, look. Hello. That's all right. You can do better in your own language. Get back. Now, I want those plans. Guns make noise, Mr. Rogers. With a silencer, brother, you should know. Hand them over. I'm sorry. All right, Mary Donnelly, or whatever your name is. If you're going to make a sucker out of me, now's the time. Here, hold the gun on me. I'm going to tear this place apart, and if they move, shoot.
Yes.
Hurry, quick, give me the gun.
No. I'll kill you if you don't stand still.
That's what I wanted to know. As he stood there holding the gun, I ripped the place up and down. Their suitcases, chairs, light fixtures, covering everything. Anywhere with a microfilm or shredded paper to be hidden, it wasn't there. I searched the two men. I searched them thoroughly, but there was nothing. If one of them, a book, had memorized the rocket space system, I was sunk. And they wouldn't talk, so there was nothing to do but wait. We waited the whole night as the train crawled northward. Sitting, locked in the car. The girl sat staring out the window. Kowalski read a newspaper and then handed it over to Smith. I held the gun. And we waited. We'll be in Basel.
Mr. Rogers. Obviously you're beaten. Why don't you go back to your own compartment? We trained at Basel for longer. If I have to, Mr. Smith, I'll kill you if the train stops. I'm going to get those plans. My dear fellow, if you kill off Houston for 1 minute, that another won't get through with the plan? I don't think so. You've got them somewhere, and you know you can't get another copy. The shot in the dark. As soon as I said it, I was sure I'd get something. They were getting nervous. All these guys started to slip. I kept up the pressure by tightening my finger on the trigger. Mary Donnelly just stared at them. Once the train stopped, I was finished. Either I shot them down or gave up. The train was beginning to slow down when I saw the headline on the newspaper lying at my feet. Only a second, but it was enough. Mary, overdone.
What is it?
Right under my nose. I've got it. English paper dated January 13th, night edition.
That was last night.
That's right. Don't you move, boy. That's a neat trick. Your paper outlet called, Chief. What of it? Nothing much, except the paper came out last night at 7 o'clock in London, and you got on this train at 7 in Switzerland. That'll be some delivery service, huh? Not even in code. What nerve. Nice printing job, too. Keep taking your eyes off them just long enough. Tall people circling the other way, and I was going down with a slip on top. I managed to roll out from under just as the gun went off. Then I got my arm around Smith's neck and held him against me as a shield, my back to the wall. Now, Mr. Rogers, let go of him. You're finished, and you know it. Sure. You can have him. I'll take my gun. All right, open the door, Mr. Chief. You've got some explaining to do. There was nothing to do for Mary Donnelly. She'd been hit when the gun went off. I'd like to have told her that everything was okay, but I guess she knew it. I'd like to tell that in the reporter family would never know. That's the least I could do. The Swiss authorities in Basel were tough. They had Smith and Tallkeith for murder. Me? Well, I was an innocent bystander. They let me go. I went back to Paris with a newspaper under my arm. My job was finished, and I turned it over to the country that hired me. Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you A Bullet for Mr. Smith by Anthony Ellis. John Danger was starred as Alan Rogers, with Gene Bates as Mary Donnelly and Ben White as Mr. Smith. Featured in the cast were Larry Dobkin, Harry Bartell, Edgar Barrier, and Jack Crucian. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Del Castillo. Escape. You've been listening to Escape, adaptations of the world's finest tales of adventure and mystery. Escape comes to you each week at the same time through the facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service, the voice of information and education.
Finding life rather dull, dreaming again of exotic places, wishing you were somewhere else? we offer you escape.
Escape with us now to England and the story of a hard rock miner trapped in a deserted mine beneath the icy waters off the Cornish coast, as Hammond Innes tells it in his gripping tale, The Killer Mine.
The rain had stopped when I reached Penzance just before dark. At the waterfront, there were men dressed much the same as myself, in seamen's jerseys and jacket. Nobody took any notice of me, and I suddenly felt at ease for the first time since I landed in England. I lit a cigarette and fished out of my pocket the worn and dirty bit of notepaper which bore Dave Tanner's address. 2 Harbour Terrace, Penzance, Cornwall. I read the note again. Dear Jim, I hear things aren't what they were in Italy. If you're getting tired of it and want a change of air, I can fix you up with a job in England, no questions asked. It's a mining job and right up your street, your old chum, Dave. Well, up to now, I'd been lucky. No questions had been asked. So I went to meet my old chum at number 2 Harbour Terrace.
Yes?
Mr. Tanner in?
Who?
Tanner, Mr. Dave Tanner.
Oh, nobody of that name lives here.
Oh, well, he's an old friend of mine. I've come a long way to see him. Hey, look, here's the letter he sent me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, look, you don't have to be afraid. I'm not a cop. He's a Welshman, dark hair and eyes, a bit of a limp.
Oh, maybe it's Mr. Jones you're wanting, but he's not here now either.
Do you know when he'll be back?
No,
Hello. You're hurt.
Oh, no,
That's blood on your hands.
Oh, one of the lodgers. He cut himself on glass.
Davy's here, isn't he? He's here and he's hurt.
No. You can't come in.
Move over. Where is he?
I tell you, you're mistaken.
What the devil are you doing, girl? Come and fix this arm before I lose any more blood. Who is it anyway?
It's all right, Dave. It's me, Jim Price.
Jim Price. Fine time for visiting you've chosen. Well, come on up, man. I'm bleeding to death.
We went upstairs, and inside his room, Dave was sitting, white-faced, on the edge of a bed. He winced as the girl daubed iodine into what was obviously a bullet wound. And then the bandage went on.
Hey, up too tight, girl.
Well, what happened, Dave?
Nothing. It's all right. Tell you later. I'm glad to see you back. Still,
Yes, Davy?
wrap up some food. Find another raincoat.
But you can't go out.
Don't argue, girl. It's time to go now.
All right.
That's better. Now we can talk. You've come over for that job, eh?
Yes.
Got a show with no questions asked?
I managed. It cost me my last farthing, though. I've got no papers.
You got ashore. That's what matters. Well, Jim, it's a mining job, as I told you. Here, help me on with my coat.
Yes,
Easy.
Easy, Dave.
Easy. There. I want to be shut of this place. Your way's the same as mine. I'll tell you about the job as we go.
Where? Where do we go?
Cripple Z's tin mine. But there's more to it than that.
Oh?
Come on. We'll meet the girl downstairs. I've got to get out. Come along.
Davy, here's sandwiches and an old raincoat of Father's.
Give it to him. Now listen, Sam. Those clothes upstairs, burn them.
Yes.
Clean up everything. Anybody comes round asking questions, tell them you haven't seen me.
All right.
Not for 3 days.
Oh, where can I get in touch with you?
You can't.
You'll come back?
Indeed I will. But remember, you haven't seen me. And you don't know where I've gone.
I don't know.
That's true. You'll hear from me. Now open the door, see if anyone's about.
Yes.
The street was deserted, and the rain had started again as we slipped out. We kept to mean, badly lit streets as we made our way out of the town. And then, at the top of a hill, we left the lights of Penzance behind us He hadn't said a word until then.
We'll separate at Lanyon.
How far is that?
Oh, 9 miles.
Oh. Where are you going?
A farm. Be hiding up for a bit.
The police, Davy?
In a matter of speaking, I had a fishing boat. Isle of Mull. We were carrying goods.
Liquor?
Of course. Picked it up from an Italian boat. The revenue cutter boarded us. They insisted on taking the hatches off. I warned them not to. It was their own fault. I jumped for the other boat. That's when I got this bullet through the heart.
How did you get away?
We'd booby-trapped the hatches. When they opened them, she went up, sank. Just like that.
How many were killed?
What does it matter? They're after me, though.
What about me?
Oh, the job. I told you, if you want it, it's yours.
Where do I go? Who do I see?
Cripple's Ease. Just down the road from Butler. Ask for Captain Manick. Tell him I sent you. Show him my letter.
That's all?
That's all. He'll tell you what it's about. Come on, I'll step out. I'll need to rest soon enough with this cussed arm.
It must have been nearly midnight when the little Welshman and I parted. He pointed the way to Cripple's Ease a mile further along, then turned away, disappeared in the driving rain. Half an hour later, I found the huddle of abandoned mine buildings. And then against the crackle of lightning, I saw a house. I had reached Cripple's Ease and the job that was waiting for me.
What do you want?
I want to see Captain Manick.
I be Captain Manick. What do you want?
Dave Tanner sent me.
Who?
Dave Tanner. He told me to show you this letter.
Come in.
My name is Jim Price. Davey said you had a mining job for me. I'm a miner. I was working in Italy.
Come in here. There's a fire. You can get warm. How long have you known Dave?
You were in the army together?
Where?
Italy, mostly. Casino.
Sit down. You're the deserter chap, aren't you? Oh, it's all right. David told me about it. We don't ask questions here. Does anyone know you're in England?
No, only Dave. This job you've got, how long will it take?
Not being a miner, I wouldn't know. Might take a week. I'll give you a flat rate of £50 and another 100 if you can do it in 2 days.
A big tin strike?
No.
Oh, I don't see where...
All right, just a minute. Yeah. Now, have a look at this chart. These mines are finished. There's nothing worth working in them anymore. I've got another use for it. You see that long gallery running down under the sea?
Yeah?
It's called the Mermaid. Nearly half a mile long. Now then, what I want you to do is to blow a hole in the seabed at the end of it.
Blow a hole in the seabed?
Yes. You see the slope of the gallery? It starts about 100 feet below the sea level. Mm-hmm. Then at the end rises to, well, by my figures, 20 feet under the bed of the sea.
My job is to drill through that 20 feet and let the sea in, huh?
Yes. I can tell you it's getting risky running liquor into England through the usual channels.
I see.
Yes. This will be safer. Our boat spots a buoy which marks the entrance of the underwater mine. Lowers the cargo and we haul it through the mine up to the shore.
Well, how?
A carriage drawn by a horse. Oh, it'll work. Even underwater it'll work. I've had 2 men working on the shaft for a year now to straighten it out. All we need is a miner to finish the job. That's you.
It's nasty. Suppose the entrance gets jammed with rock after she blows.
No, I'll go down in a diving suit and clear it.
Nasty. I haven't done undersea stuff.
But you know explosives and rock?
Yeah.
And there'll be nothing to it.
I don't know. What about Davy? Was he doing a job for you? Suppose the police get him and tie you up with it. What happens to me?
Oh, don't worry.
I don't like it.
Man, be sensible. You're a deserter from the British Army. You returned to England without papers. If not here, where would you work? I'd be offering you £150.
I should have stayed in Italy.
But you didn't?
No, I wanted to see Cornwall again. It was a mistake.
Not at all. Do what I ask, and I'll see that you get a passage back to Italy.
No. No, it's too dangerous. I'm sorry. I'll take my chances somewhere else on another job.
Oh? And you leave me no alternative.
What do you mean?
I shall have to telephone the police in Penzance and inform them that a deserter has shown up, looking for a job.
After what you told me? Don't make me laugh.
I'm quite a respectable man in these parts. I doubt that the authorities would take your word against mine.
Oh, bluffing. Nobody can force me to do anything.
You think not? No, stay where you are, Mr. Price. I wouldn't hesitate to shoot you. You see, I'm in rather a desperate position. It's taken me a long time to find a miner to do this job. I couldn't bear to see you refuse. You still have a moment to change your mind. Hello? Would you ring the police station for me, please?
He wasn't bluffing. I knew that I had only a few seconds to decide. It was a choice of arrest, conviction as a deserter, or doing a job which might mean my life. I had run away from death once before. I suddenly realized that I'd been running ever since. I had to stop. I looked back at Manic, smiling and sure with his pistol pointed at me.
Well?
All right. Hang up. I'll do it. I'll blow up your bloody mind.
Escape, under the direction of Norman MacDonald, returns in just a moment. Boy Scout Week is now being celebrated across the nation. The Scouting program is well known to almost every American. It includes character building, physical fitness, and citizenship training that enriches the lives of boys and young men in all walks of life. Get your son or your neighbor's boy to join this worthy organization. And now, back to Escape.
Manic put down the phone, opened a desk drawer, and took out some pound notes, handed me 10, and suggested that I get some sleep. We were to start work at 5 in the morning. I was pocketing the money when the door behind us opened. I looked around and saw an elderly man enter.
I didn't know you'd anybody here, Henry.
It's all right, Father. This is Jim Price. He's going to work here a bit. He's a miner.
A miner, is he? Well, my boy, it's good to know there'll be a miner working here at last. I knew you'd say it my way sooner or later, Henry. At least we can make a start now.
Price is working for me, Father.
Working for you? Nonsense, he must work for me. I'll prove to the world that the Cornish mining industry isn't dead.
You may as well understand. I'm letting the sea into the Mermaid Gallery.
You're mad. You can't do it. I won't allow it.
That's what I'm going to do.
I won't allow it, I tell you. I won't.
You've no alternative. Mr. Price, perhaps you better leave us now. Go to the kitchen across the hall. One of the men will show you your quarters.
All right. I went to the kitchen, could hear the argument raging through the hall. There were two men sitting by a fire with mugs in their hands. One like a diminutive monk with a potbelly and rosy cheeks, and the other a long, cadaverous-faced man who looked at me solemnly as I entered.
Blimey, another one. Sit down, chum, sit down. I say, you staying or passing through?
I'm going to work here. I'm a miner.
Lord love a duck. Hear that, Slim? Now we don't have to worry about the ruddy roof falling in on us. My name's Fryer O'Grady. You call me Fryer. And this here's Slim Matthews.
Jim Price.
That excited you to blow through the seatbed?
Yes.
Does the old man know?
Yes, I just left them.
Thought I heard argy-bargy.
It's going to be trouble.
I don't understand.
The old man's been working these mines all his life. Now he says he's found the richest tin strike in Cornwall.
Captain's right, though. Captain's right. Running liquor's tax-free. If you follow me. Too expensive to operate a mine these days.
I shouldn't want your job, Mr. Price. We've been sweating for a year down here. Funny feeling with all that sea over your head.
Oh, well, every man to his trade, I say. Come on, mate, I'll show you a few digs. Imagine you'll want to be up right hand.
Thanks.
See you in the morning, Mr. Price.
The little cockney showed me to my room. And it was about half hour later that I heard a tap on my door. Yes? Mr. Manick.
I was afraid you might be asleep. Look, I got something to show you. My son tells me you're an experienced tinner. Have a look at this rock. Maybe you'll believe me.
Hey, that's tin, all right.
This fabulous. The richest seam in the history of Cornish mining. Look at it. And my son, curse him, doesn't see it. He's going to let the sea into the mine. And he's brought you here to do it. You're the man who's going to wreck my life.
I'm sorry. It's a job, that's all.
You can't. You mustn't. I'd give you £50 more than he's offered if you don't do it.
What difference would it make if you'd only get another miner?
But that would take time. Don't you see? We would be rich.
I'm afraid that...
It's all right, it's all right. Think about it. I know he holds something over your head. He does with everyone. Think about it and give me your answer tomorrow.
All right. I will. Good night.
That's it, Mr. Price.
What's the pit for, Captain? There, underneath the scaffolding there.
To catch the rock when you make the final blast.
Oh. Well, it might work.
As I told you, if it doesn't, I'll come down in a diving suit to clear it away.
You say there's 20 feet to get through?
Yes.
There's quite a bit of water seeping in now.
It'll be touchy, all right.
Granite, basalt from the feel of it.
Well, that's what I thought.
Well, if it cracks, anything might happen.
Yes. By the way, my father spoke to you last night, didn't he?
Yes.
Showed you the tin. Probably offered you more not to blow the mine. I hope you refused, because if you didn't, I can still notify the police.
I didn't tell him anything.
Good. Then you can start to work immediately. I'll send Fryer and Slim down to help you. And by the way, don't go wandering around too much. Some of these old tunnels run for miles that you can get lost. And stay out of the shaft that parallels this one. She's the old Come-Lucky mine. There've been a lot of falls recently. If she caves in, she'll take in the sea and break through here.
I'll be careful. I've worked mines most of my life. But it gives you a funny feeling to be standing under the sea a half mile from shore and protected by 20 feet of rock. Rock that you're going to be drilling and blasting till there's only maybe 10 feet. Then you pray that it doesn't cave in until you're out of the way. Fryer and Slim came down and I started to drill holes for the explosives. As the rock fell away, little streams of water fell, soaking us. It was nasty work, all right.
That good, chum?
That's enough for the first blow.
How many do you think you'll need?
3, maybe 4, depends. Give me the charges.
Here you are, Price boy. Lots of water there.
There's nothing to worry about yet.
I hope.
You and Slim better get up the tunnel when she goes.
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm off. Good luck, chum.
The 2 men disappeared up the gallery, and I was left alone to explode the charge. I connected the wires, moved the exploder as far as it would stretch into the tunnel, and then I pressed the the handle. The roof still held. Bit more water trickled in, but he still held. I went back to the entrance for a cup of coffee before starting again. As I approached the cage, which served as an elevator to the surface, I saw Captain Manick talking with another man. It was Dave Tanner.
You bloody fool! Why of all places did you have to come here?
I told you. They got to talk. I heard it on the wireless. I knew they wouldn't be thinking of looking for me here. It would be safer.
Safer? In broad daylight? Somebody must have seen you. The police will be all over us.
Nobody saw me.
How do you know? Price, you've got to be through that seabed by tonight.
Well, it's impossible. I can't do it.
Nothing's impossible. I can get you out of the country as soon as you've finished the job. If you don't finish tonight and the police come, well, what do you know? What does that mean?
Well, it can't be done. There's too much work for one man.
I'll put Fryer on the drill with you. He knows something about it. Tanner and myself will be clear of the rock after each blow.
Well, I'll try.
Good. You, Dave, stay out of sight, down here. And keep my father out of here. Shoot him if you have to. You understand?
All right, all right.
We worked like madmen all day, drilling, blasting. We blew the rock 3, 4, 5 times, and still it wasn't enough. The water was coming in fast, filling the pit. Manick and Slim went back for new drills and charges. Fryer and I stayed on the scaffolding. And I don't like the looks of that.
What's up, mate?
Look, weaker up here.
Dangerous?
Maybe. Fetch me a pick.
All right. Ain't let that do. Broken the end. The last charge must have done it. I'd often get another shot, Jimbo.
I sat on that scaffolding, smoked a cigarette. Water streamed down the slimy walls. And I waited for Fryer. 5 minutes passed. And then...
Mr. Price! Huh? Mr. Price!
Mr. Manick!
You've got to stop. You've got to. Make in! If you've not the gallery, I'll never get it.
I'm sorry.
I won't let you, do you hear me?
There's nothing I can do.
It's mine. You're going to destroy it. I'll kill you. I'll kill you all.
You better go to the surface. Mr. Manick is not safe here.
Ah, you'll find out. You'll find out how unsafe it is.
He was gone, and I knew he was up to something. I wanted to follow, but I remembered Captain Manick's warning about the tunnels. The old man knew them, every twist and turn. And if he wanted to get rid of me, he could lead me to a maze from which I would never find my way out. So I stayed there until the captain and Slim came back.
We're getting ready to go, Price.
Your father was here.
What?
He's up to something.
How did he get by Dave?
I don't know.
You let him go. Come on, hurry. We've got to stop him.
What do we do?
He's going to make sure that we can't let the sea in here. He's mad. Come, lucky. Ah, that's what I'm afraid of. He knows that mind like a book. Come on.
The old man was somewhere in the mine which paralleled ours. If he knew of a fault in the wall, he could allow tons of sea water to rush in, breaking down the walls and flooding our tunnel. We had to stop him. Fryer joined us as we made our way into the adjoining galleries.
If he's got dynamite...
Don't say it, Captain.
I should have locked him up long ago.
What's that down there?
Say...
It looks like a light.
It is. That's him.
He's working on something.
The wall. Father! Father! Stop it!
Stay where you are. Stay there.
Do as he said.
Don't come any closer.
Listen to me. Don't do it. You'll be killed. He'll drown us all. Let's get out.
Say you let me have me tin.
Let him have it. Let him.
Look. It's not a match. Say it. Say it, Major.
No, you old devil. Kill yourself. Go on. You're not getting me killed. That's it. No. Come on, come. Put it on.
Captain Manick lay on the wet tunnel floor, blood streaming from a wound where Fryer had struck him with a pick. We ran, the three of us, and behind was the mad old man with his charge of dynamite. We reached the mermaid gallery when it went off. We could hear the water pouring down as though from a great height. And then the more terrifying sound as the tons of sea swept through the maze of tunnels. We ran for the elevator which would take us safely. And the surface 100 feet above. And the water followed. You could hear the roar until it deafened you.
Wait, give me a hand. I twisted my ankle. Sorry, Tom, stop now.
I could see that blessed elevator so close. Slim and Fryer were almost there. Then the gate clanged and it started up.
No, wait. Don't keep me. The ladder. Use the ladder.
Somehow, I reached the ladder. Painfully started up the runs. It was a nightmare. And the water was the monster that you couldn't escape. Halfway up, I heard them in the tree.
Stop! They don't go any further. I'm trying, but it won't. It won't. Price, can you hear? Price, you're on the ladder. Price, we don't get any higher. We're getting down. I'm a prize.
I kept climbing, and the voices faded until I heard a gurgling scream. And then silence. And the water stopped its terrible sound. It had found sea level. When I got to the surface, I saw Dave Tanner. He was standing looking down at me with frightened eyes. And with him were 3 men in uniform. They were the police. I fell into their arms, crying. I tell you, I cried. I was so happy. I got away from that killer mine.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you The Killer Mind by Hammond Innes, especially adapted for Escape by Anthony Ellis. John Daner was starred as Jim. Featured in the cast were Eileen Erskine, Tony Barrett, Ray Lawrence, Wilms Herbert, Jay Novello, and Lou Krugman. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Del Castillo.
Next week, escape with us to Mexico City and the story of a woman caught up in a terrifying web of murderous intrigue, as Patrick Quentin tells it in his exciting story, The Follower.
If you'll stick around, you'll find a lot of laughs and some deep human interest. Bill Goodwin is about to pay his regular Sunday afternoon visit with his $1-a-minute program. Bill will be selling CBS airtime at this modest rate to more people with things on their mind. $1-a-minute starring Bill Goodwin follows a mini on most of these same CBS stations. This is Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You, finding life rather dull, dreaming again of exotic places, wishing you were somewhere else? We offer you Escape.
Escape with us now to Mexico City and the story of a man caught up in a terrifying web of murderous intrigue, as Patrick Quentin tells it in his exciting story, The Follower.
My name is Liddon, Mark Liddon. I'm a petroleum engineer just back from 3 months in Venezuela. I hadn't cabled my wife that I was coming home to New York because I wanted to surprise her. We'd only been married 2 weeks, Ellie and I, before I went on the trip, and I was crazy to get back to her. Three long, empty months. And now, in a matter of seconds, we'll be together again. Ellie! Ellie, it's me, Mark. Ellie? Ellie, are you here? Oh, let's cut out the comedy. Hey, who are you? What's the matter? What's wrong with you, anyway? Corey. Good Lord. It was the guy Ellie had thrown over to marry me, Corey Lathrop. And he was dead. I saw the 2 bullet holes in his chest. Turned sick. He'd been dead quite a while, maybe a day or two, and he didn't look much like the socialite man about the clubs, member of the State Parole Board Society lawyer. He just looked dead. I recognized that torn piece of negligee in Corey's hand. I ought to. I'd seen it often enough. Oh, Nellie. First thing to do was locate her fast. No. No, not the police. Not yet. Not without knowing what it's all about. Who else, then? Certainly not her society friends. They wouldn't tell me if they knew. I was an outsider, big prospects, but no money, the dark horse who'd rushed Ellie off her feet. No chance there. Maybe some of her other friends, though, she'd messed around with just for thrills because she was rich and bored. Maybe the gambler, Victor Dettorio. Yeah, that was it. If anybody knew what had happened to Ellie, Victor would be the guy.
Really beat the odds, Mr. Litton. Very few people I'd let come back here to my private office.
Oh, thanks, Victor.
Of course, you're different, though. You're married to little Ellie. I'd do anything for Ellie. How is she, by the way?
Well, I was hoping maybe you'd know.
Oh? Why would I know anything about it?
Well, you're a friend of hers, aren't you?
Why, sure. I knew Ellie long before she met you. She's a great little kid. Too much money for her own good, but still.
You know where she is, Victor?
No, I don't. But she wasn't here a couple of nights ago. Saw her at one of the roulette tables. Ellie sure has a weakness for roulette.
Yeah. Well, look, can't you tell me?
I remember now. That was the night she got into Neon Credit for $20,000.
$20,000?
I guess the guy she was with was bad luck for her. That nose in the air, what was his name? Lathrop? Corey Lathrop.
Lathrop?
Yeah, somebody ought to smash that guy. He's just too good to live.
Yeah. Look, Victor, about that money Ellie lost.
Oh, don't worry your head about it, Mr. Litton. Ellie's a friend of mine. She'll pay when she gets the dough. These little cafe cookies understand gambling, how it works and all. They always pay off. Every one of them pays in the end.
Back at the apartment again, I sat in the den, smoking one cigarette after another. Tried to think it out. Started to get dark, and I still sat there, not knowing where to turn. Stopped cold. Hello?
May I speak to Mrs. Lidon, please?
Well, she isn't here right now. May I take a message? I'm Mr. Litton.
Oh, well, this is Franchot's Originals, Mr. Lidon. We have those 2 new suits ready to send out, and I find a note here with them. It is a request to forward the suits by air mail to Hotel Granada, Mexico City.
Mexico City?
Oui. Mrs. Lidon evidently telephoned the message, but I did want to confirm the address. Is that correct, Mr. Lidon? Hotel Granada, Mexico City?
Yes, that's right. She flew down there for a few days.
Ah, nice. I do hope she enjoys her trip.
Well, I'm sure she will. Goodbye. Mexico City. So that's where she'd gone. Well, whatever the game, I was sure of one thing. I was on her side, win, lose, or draw. And that meant following her on the next plane south to Mexico City. From the airport, I phoned the police, told them where they'd find Corey's body, and hung up. I I beg your pardon. Is the desk clerk around?
Pues sí, senor. I am the desk clerk. Can I help you, senor?
Yes, I believe my wife is registered here. Mrs. Mark Liddon.
Liddon. That is not a very common name, senor.
No, I guess it isn't. Well?
That is a very nice jacket you are wearing, senor. Soft and warm like the breast of a senorita.
Thank you, thank you.
It must take many pesos to buy a jacket like that.
I really don't remember now, if you'll be kind enough to...
It must be very nice to have many pesos.
Look, what are you after, a tip?
Senor!
How much?
Pues, when a pobrecito has 5 sisters to support and only one very small job, 20 pesos?
10.
15. It is only pesos, senor, not like dollars.
All right, here.
Gracias. Now we are friends. The senorita is registered in room 522.
522. Okay, thanks.
But wait, senor.
What?
She is not there now.
Oh? Well, where is she?
The senorita is go to the bullfights, I think. But no matter, senor. You are her husband. You are my very good friend. So I let you wait in her room for only 10 pesos more.
Look, if you like golden eggs, don't kill the goose.
But, senor, you do not look at things the right way. For only 25 pesos, you now have Oscar for your very good friend.
Oscar sent a bellboy up to let me into 522. When he'd gone, I opened the 2 traveling cases in the closet and searched through a mess of clothes and the usual feminine whatnots. I don't know what I'd expected to find in Ellie's luggage. Blood stains, a gun, I don't know. And then I heard the key in the lock. I didn't move. Didn't say anything. Ellie, baby, who the devil are you?
I could ask the same question, and with a lot more reason, too. Will you get out now, or shall I call the manager?
Now, look, there must be some mistake here.
There certainly is.
This is room 522, and my wife's clothes are in those bags
You've
there.
been going through my things?
Your things. Not unless you happen to be Mrs. Mark Liddon.
That's exactly who I happen to be.
Oh, now, wait a minute, honey. I'm Mark Liddon.
Oh, please, that's a real old one, and I'm just not in the mood.
I'm Mark Liddon no matter what, and you're impersonating my wife.
I'm Mrs. Mark Liddon, and you're trying to impersonate my husband. Now get out, or so help me, I'll phone the manager.
Wait, let me make a call first. It just so happens I know the Spanish words for police and American embassy.
You wouldn't.
I wouldn't, huh? Hello?
Wait, no, don't.
Okay. Now, what's the game? Where's Ellie?
I don't know, Mr. Liddon. I've never met your wife. I was desperate, that's all, and when the chance came along, I took it.
What chance? What were you desperate about?
Well, I'd come down here for a week and got stuck. I didn't know you needed papers to get back across the border. Proof of citizenship, I mean. You see, I've lived in New York all my life, but I was born in Czechoslovakia.
Go on.
Well, I was broke, too. I didn't know what to do. That's when I ran into this bartender, George. And he fixed everything up.
Fixed it up how?
Well, he said this Mrs. Liddon, your wife, had just got in from the States and wanted to disappear for a few days. She was looking for somebody to take her place here at the hotel, so George arranged the whole thing. He brought me here, gave me your tourist card. That's all I know about it.
What were you supposed to get out of the deal?
Just the tourist card. I could use it to cross the border. Mrs. Liddon was going to say later she'd lost it and get a new one. Anyway, that's what George said.
George, huh? Where does this George work?
Well, it's one of the American bars. He's off duty now, though.
Where can I find him?
Well, sometimes he hangs around the Salon de Lisboa. It's a cantina over near the plaza.
Look, if this is all the truth, how come nobody here at the hotel noticed the switch when you took my wife's place?
Well, she checked in during the night and stayed out of sight. No one's seen her but the night clerk. Oscar, I think his name is.
Oscar, huh? That boy really gets around. He's the day man now.
Mr. Liddon, what are you going to do with me?
I don't know yet. What's your name?
Frankie.
Okay, come on, Frankie. Let's go find George.
There he is, Mr. Liddon. He just came in.
The short blonde guy. Looks like a Benamuster.
Yes. George! Over here, George!
Cocky and tough. I know the type.
George, we've been waiting here for you.
Huh?
I was beginning to think maybe you'd been called back to work at the bar.
No, I'm off duty.
This is Mr. Liddon, George. Mr. Mark Liddon from New York.
Oh. Okay if I sit down?
Sure, George. That's the idea.
Yes.
I suppose you're looking for your wife.
That's right. Where is she?
You've been away somewhere, haven't you? Out of the States.
Yeah.
And your wife wasn't expecting you back so soon.
No, she wasn't.
Well, I'm afraid you're out of luck, Mr. Liddon. She took a plane to Guatemala this afternoon.
Dispénsame, jefe, pero el cantinero quiere saber si ustedes desean algo que tomar.
No.
You wouldn't be lying, would you, George?
Don't push me, Mr. Liddon. Your wife's missing, and you're all upset about it, but don't try to push me.
Where is she, George?
I just told you. That's all I know about it. I'm just a guy who helped her out of a jam.
What kind of a jam?
All I know is what she told me. Said she'd run out on a big gambling debt in New York. And they were sending a gunman after her. She had to get away.
You see, that's where I came in, Mr. Liddon. She wanted someone to take her place here, cover up her trail.
How did she get out of Mexico when you got her tourist card?
She had a passport with her. She didn't need the card.
I see. Well, I still think you're both lying.
Oh, Mr. Liddon, I warned you about...
Shut up, George. You can do your talking to the police and the American Embassy. That's who I'm going to talk to.
Oh, don't be a fool, Mr. Liddon.
I'd be a fool to believe this story of yours.
You don't know what it's all about. You're not going to do anything with this blundering around except get your wife killed. Go back to New York and stay out of it.
Skip it, Frankie. When I want your advice, What's the idea of the gun, George?
The idea, Mr. Liddon? That all three of us get up from this table quietly and walk out of the cantina.
I see.
You're not going to the police, Mr. Liddon, nor to the American Embassy. You're coming with us.
Suppose I don't?
You will. Shall we go?
Sure. Why not?
Quietly, Mr. Liddon. Just like three friends, eh?
Sure, George. I'll go quietly.
Now, George!
All right, now give me that gun. Give it to me. All right, now get up on your feet.
Nice going, Frankie.
Come on, George, let's get out of here.
Wait. Give me that bottle. He's still conscious.
George, you didn't have to hit him again.
Shut up, Frankie. We're in it too far to turn soft-hearted now. Come on, let's go.
Escape under the direction of Norman MacDonald returns in just a moment. The Book of Etiquette loses a lot more pages tonight when Jack Benny tries to ingratiate himself with the suave, oh-so-social Ronald Coleman's. Yes, Ronnie and Benita will be Jack's guests on CBS tonight. And on the Charlie McCarthy Edgar Bergen Comedy Hour, Charlie will try to enlist in the Air Force and end up as a skyrider advertising pumpernickel bread. Red Skelton, Amos and Andy, Corliss Archer, and Eve Arden as our Miss Brooks will also be on hand on most of these same CBS stations with their famous brands of CBS Sunday night comedy. And now, back to Escape.
When I came to a half hour later, Frankie and George were gone. The only lead to Ellie I had, gone. And I left the canteen and flagged a taxi. In the whole picture, there was only one man who might be able to help me now. I headed for the Hotel Granada and Oscar.
Too bad. It is most unfortunate that you have such a very bad accident, senor. You should come to me. I would have tell you. This Salon de Lisboa is not a good place for tourists.
Oscar, you're a chiseler, a liar, and a crook.
Senor, that is a very bad way for friends to talk to each other.
You'd sell out your own mother for 10 pesos.
You are what they call a very cynic man, senor. I would never do such a thing. Not for 10 pesos.
Why didn't you tell me there was another woman living here posing as my wife?
But you are her husband, senor. And one must be very careful with husbands.
Oscar, I've played along with you as far as I'm going to. I think it's time you talked the whole thing over with the police.
The police? Senor, now you are not speaking like a friend. And just when I was going to tell you about something for free.
Tell me about what?
About the lady who is pretend to be your wife. She has come here while you are gone.
What?
She reads a telegram which is come for Mrs. Liddon. Then she has checked out of the hotel.
I didn't think she had the nerve to come back here.
Maybe you like to know what the telegram is said, huh? It was not sealed so tight.
Of course I'd like to know what the All right. How much?
200 pesos.
For free, huh? Okay. Here's 150, and that's all you get.
Gracias, amigo. The telegram say, plans changed. Go to Hotel Casa Miranda, Acapulco.
Acapulco? Who was it signed by?
It was only the one name, Victor.
I hit my first lucky break in Acapulco. I came in from the airport and went to the Casa Miranda Hotel. And halfway across the lobby, I ran into Frankie.
Mr. Liddon, what are you doing here?
Looking for you.
How did you find out?
Easy. I'm one of Oscar's very good friends. All right, now tell me, where's George?
In Mexico City. Oh, please, Mr. Liddon, don't try to interfere. Leave, right now. You're going to ruin everything.
I hope so. Where's Ellie?
She's not here. She's in Mexico City. Oh, please, I know you're trying to help her, but you don't understand. You're only making things worse.
You mean worse for you?
Worse for everybody. Ellie, too. You don't even know what it's all about, and you're going to get yourself killed.
Where's Ellie?
I promise you, in a week, everything will be fine.
Where's Ellie?
You've got to believe me. You have to...
There you are, Mrs. Liddon. Are we ready to go?
Yes. Yes, I'm ready anytime, Senor Gallus.
Very well.
Aren't you going to introduce me, darling?
Introduce you?
Yes.
Yes. Senor Gonzalez, this is my husband, Mark.
Oh, a pleasure.
How do you do, Senor Gonzalez?
He just arrived unexpectedly.
Oh, I see. And are you planning to go out to the villa with us, Mr. Liddon?
Oh, I don't think he
Oh,
will.
sure, definitely. I'm in on this, too, you know.
You know what is involved, then?
Well, naturally. The little woman always tells me everything.
And you have no objections?
Well, if it's all right with her, it's all right with me.
Oh, you are a very broad-minded man, Mr. Liddon. Shall we go?
Senor Gonzalez made a brief phone call at the hotel desk, then we got into a black chauffeur-driven limousine. Headed out along the shore highway, skirting the sea. About 3 miles out of town, we turned into a private roadway, stopped in front of a large Spanish villa.
I regret the necessity of asking you to wait here on the veranda for a few minutes, Mr. Liddon. But I believe it is better that you don't come down to the boathouse with us.
Right. Sure, that's fine.
Just make yourself comfortable, Mr. Liddon. This shouldn't take long.
All right.
Mark.
What?
Mark, over here.
Ellie. Oh, Ellie, baby. What are you doing here?
Mark, it's wonderful you're here.
Oh, darling.
But you shouldn't come.
What have they done to you, baby?
Nothing, Mark. I'm all right. But you're not, darling. They'll kill you. You've got to get out of here.
We'll both get out. We've got time. Frankie and Gonzalez have gone on down to the boathouse.
Yes, I know.
You know?
Yes, Gonzalez phoned from town. They won't do anything to you if you leave right now. Victor promised me.
Ellie, what are you talking about?
I didn't want you to get mixed up in it, Mark. I wanted it to be all over before you came back from Venezuela.
I think you better tell me what this game's all about.
I had to do it. Victor made me do it. I lost a lot of money at his club, and he said if I didn't, he'd kill me.
If you didn't... If you didn't what?
Bring a load of dope across the border for him.
Dope?
That's another one of his rackets, along with gambling. He gets it down here from Gonzalez.
So, Victor hasn't been after you. You've been on his side all the time. But then, what if Frankie and George come in?
They're both working for the police. They kidnapped me from the hotel. Gave me drugs so Frankie could take my place and meet Gonzalez. They planned to get the dope from Gonzalez, deliver it to Victor, and then have the police move in on everybody. I got away, though. I phoned Victor. He came down here.
So that's why Frankie was impersonating you.
George used to be one of Victor's boys. Then he got sent to prison. He just got out on parole. It was through Corey he began working with the police.
Ellie, tell me the truth. You killed Corey, didn't you?
I had to, Mark. He was going to turn me in. He was on the parole board, and George reported to him, so he found out about me. He was going to turn me in.
All the time you've been in it up to your neck.
It'll be all right, Mark. Victor will fix it. About Corey, I mean. We'll pretend it never happened.
Just another thrill, huh, Ellie?
Mark.
I've been crazy about you, but I guess I haven't known you very well. You know, I thought this fooling around the clubs with Victor and the others was just bored little rich girl stuff.
Mark.
But it goes a lot deeper than that, doesn't it?
But, darling, I had to do this. Don't you understand?
What was I, Ellie? Just another thrill? Something different for a while,
No.
huh?
No, that's why I did it. For us, I mean. Victor was threatening me. He'd have told you all kinds of bad things about me. That's why I had to.
Is Victor down at the boathouse?
Yes.
What are they going to do to Frankie?
I don't know.
They're going to kill her, aren't they?
Why, I suppose. I don't know. What's the difference anyway? Who cares? She doesn't matter. Don't you see that? It's us that counts. That's why I did what I... Mark, where are you going?
To get her out of it if I can. That's the least I can do.
No, come back.
Goodbye, Ellie.
Mark, no! No!
I ran down the driveway toward the boathouse. I was sick inside and all over. Sick from seeing Ellie the way she really was for the first time. Dazed with the shock. They looked at me startled when I burst through the door. Frankie, pale but defiant, sitting in a chair against the wall with Victor and Gonzalez bending over her.
Well, this is quite a surprise, Mr. Liddon. You're supposed to be escaping.
Yeah, I know. I talked with Ellie. Generous of you, Victor. Letting me go?
Oh, we do anything for Ellie. She's a great little kid. Right, Gonzalez?
Well, yes, indeed. A most charming young woman.
She wanted us to let you go, so we said okay. That's too bad you had to blunder on down here.
That's all right, Victor. I wanted to see Frankie.
I tried to keep you out of it, Mr. Liddon. I guess now you know.
That's right, Frankie. No, I know.
That's too bad, Mr. Liddon. But you ought to have taken Ellie's advice.
No, Victor. You're all mixed up. I'm in on this, too, now.
Hmm?
You know, any game Ellie plays, I play, too.
Well, we figured you for one of those moral guys. Real gone on the kid, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, real gone on the kid.
Well, fine, Mr. Liddon. Join the party.
Thanks.
We're trying to get this little cookie to tell us where George is. If she doesn't, I'm going to count to 10 and then... Well, how about it, honey?
I told you. I don't know where he is.
Mm-hmm. It's too bad. 1, 2. Better talk, Frankie. 3.
I stood there watching them trying to figure a play. Victor held a gun pointed at Frankie's head, and Gonzalez was probably carrying one,
6.
too. Whatever the play, it had to be fast.
7. 8. 9.
Victor! Don't hurt him, Victor!
Ellie.
He doesn't know what he's saying about trying to help Frankie. I mean, he's out of his head. Mrs. Liddon, you fool!
So that's a game.
Victor! No! You know it!
When Victor swung the gun toward me, Ellie jumped and grabbed his arm and hang on. Gonzalez was just drawing his gun when I hit him, and we both went down. As he scrambled to get up, I drew back my foot and kicked him in the head. I fumbled on the floor for his gun, and from the corner of my eye saw Victor turn his own gun point blank on Ellie. As he turned toward me, I was up on my knees, Gonzalez's gun in my hand, and I let him have it.
Are you all right, Mr. Liddon?
Yes, Frankie. I'm all right.
Mike.
Yeah, baby.
Mark, it would have worked out all right. No, it would.
Sure, Ellie. Of course it would, Ellie.
Oh, we'd better get her to a doctor, Mr. Liddon. I wanted it to. Please believe me. I've done bad things, Mark, but I could have changed. But you...
Sure, honey. I know.
Mark, I can go up to the house and phone for a doctor.
No, Frankie. She doesn't need a doctor. She's dead. Well, that was it. Whatever Ellie was, whatever she'd done, I'd loved her more than anything else in the world. A love like that becomes a part of you. And even when it gets diseased, it has to be cut out. It leaves a deep wound. Takes a long time to heal. If I'd known more about it, I may have acted differently. She might still be alive. I don't know. But as it was, I'd done the only thing I could. I'd followed her. I'd followed her clear to the end.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you The Follower by Patrick Quentin, especially adapted for Escape by Les Crutchfield. Bill Conrad was starred as Mark Liddon. Featured in the cast were Georgia Ellis, Harry Bartell, Virginia Gregg, Lou Krugman, Sidney Miller, and Don Diamond. The special music for Escape was composed and conducted by Del Castillo. In just a moment, we're going to ask you to stay tuned for Bill Goodwin and $1 a Minute. But that reminds us that starting next Sunday, $1 a Minute will move back a half hour and be heard on most of these same CBS stations at this time. That is, the time you've been listening to Escape today. The new addition to the CBS Sunday afternoon lineup next Sunday will be Rate Your Mate, the comedy quiz starring Joey Adams. So now, stay tuned for Bill Goodwin and $1 a Minute, which follows immediately on most of these same CBS stations today and will be heard a half hour earlier next Sunday. This is Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Finding life rather dull, dreaming again of exotic places, wishing you were somewhere else? We offer you Escape.
Escape with us now to the Western Pacific and the story of a man trapped by the terror of another man's insane dream, as Millard Kaufman tells it in his exciting story, The Island.
The problem was, what could I do with Robert Lacey? You happen to have a dream book handy with all the charts and categories precisely arranged in alphabetical order? In it you'll find a dream for loneliness about girls in soft summery dresses. You'll find a dream for hunger, a 2-pound steak, perhaps smothered all over with lamb chops. There are dreams for the traveler of a hometown far away and long ago. But find me a dream of a place you've never seen, a place that doesn't exist. Awake or asleep, that was Lacey's dream. Corporal Robert Lacey, 2nd Battalion, 4th Marines. A harmless enough dream, I guess, and not to be taken seriously. Or so it seemed until that night when Lacey's dream became my problem. May it was, 1945. In a little wood on Okinawa. Okay, DeBoer, I guess we're safe. Where are we, anyhow?
Oh, a couple of 3 miles behind the Jap lines.
So how safe is that?
You worry too much, pal.
even for a guy on his first patrol.
I've been thinking of it as my last.
Relax like me. You'll live forever.
Whoa. What's that?
Yeah, it's nothing. Just a screaming Mimi.
I'm a pushover for that Schrecklich type stuff.
Schrecklich? Well, what kind of jive's that?
Means terror. Frightful. The Germans got a whole arsenal of terror weapons.
Yeah, well, the Japs got a few themselves. Hey, what do you say we sack in, huh?
Here?
That's as good as the next place.
What a lash-up. 3 miles behind Jap lines.
Got no more chance getting back tonight than crawling through the hole in a lifesaver. Get knocked off if we try. You take it first watch. I'm going to sack in.
You going to sleep?
Oh, my. Oh, maybe I'll just sit down here and do a little dreaming for a while.
You're sure picking a fine time for it.
Did I ever tell you about my island?
Yeah, you told me.
Well, there's this island, see?
You must have told me 50, 60 times in the past month.
Well, I'm going to tell you again. This island, it's a sort of a special place. There's no rain, no jungle rot, no war. Just a quiet, cozy spot where a man can lay down under a banyan tree and live off the fat of the land.
There is no such place.
On this island, a man would never go hungry. All you got to do is fish a little bit with the natives, and they'll all be big men, and they'll be friendly, not like the nips. And all the women will be beautiful.
You read too many comic books.
Yeah, that's where I'm fixing to go as soon as I find it. Never going to go back stateside. Just going to lay down under that little old banyan tree.
I let him rave on. What else could I do? Argue with him?
Maybe fish a little?
There I was, 3 miles deep in enemy lines with a stranger.
There.
His eyes narrowed in a 1,000-yard stare. His rush of words like a nervous twitch. He raved on about a place that don't exist. Big men and beautiful women.
Real pretty. Different, you know? Like nothing you ever saw.
I found myself listening sort of hypnotized. And I learned something about Corporal Lacey and what combat weariness means.
It's different.
He'd foraged too long among the rotten, bomb-scarred pebbles of the Pacific.
Men all got
He'd seen too much death, too many crack-ups. He himself was half-cracked and slightly dead, barely held together by the taut and twisted wires of his dream. So what could I do? Argue with him?
I'm going to eat roast wild pig and pineapple and bat the breeze with the people. And there's going to be cattle on the island, too. I'm going to find me a beautiful girl and the barn.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Look, the barn. Out there. Coming toward us. No, over there. About 2 o'clock, you see it?
Bunch of them.
No, not a bunch, just 4. 3 men and a woman.
They're heading right for us.
Hey, put down that rifle.
What's the matter? You flip or something?
They're not Japs. Men are too big. It's funny, though. Woman with him.
Maybe his eyes were better than mine, but how could I trust that brain of his, all festered with dreaming?
I tell you, they're not Japs. That woman is beautiful.
If I had only listened to Lacey then, if I had only known. But Japs or no Japs, I was taking no chances. I raised my rifle and...
Knock it off, you jerk. You hit the woman.
Lacey, where are you going?
I'm going to see if she's hurt bad. Now, come on.
Don't go, Lacey. You know the Japs. It might be a trick.
Don't worry about me. Will you let go of my arm?
Get yourself killed.
Not me, Tabori. I'll live to spit in your grave. Now, let go of me.
Okay, I hope you know what you're doing. I just don't want to get involved in your cockamamie dreams.
Dreams? It's no dream, Tabori. You'll find out.
Okay, Lacey. So where is she?
That's funny. Must be around here somewhere. Maybe she can...
What's that?
It's coming from over there. Come on. Now, here she is.
She's scared of us.
It's all right, lady.
Uncle Wally. Go away.
No, we ain't gonna hurt you, lady.
I hurt you. I hurt you.
Maybe she's on. No, she's bluffing. Break out your first aid kit. Here. That's a boy. No, look, lady. Let me fix your arm, huh? See? We got bandages and adhesive tape and penicillin.
She don't get what you're talking about.
She gets the idea, all right. That's right, lady. Nah, it's not going to hurt you a little bit. There. And we put it around there. You just got nicked a little, that's all. Just a flesh wound.
She trusts you?
Yeah. She trusts me more than you do. Did I tell you she was beautiful?
You told me a lot of things. How about the men she was with, the big men?
She was with them and they weren't Japs.
Not Japs in a pig's eye, not Japs.
No. No, they're not Japs.
Yeah, there, you see?
And what were they?
They were, how you say, my people.
Well, who are you? What are you? What's your name?
Name Taki. I know can't say in English, but please go away. Please, you go away fast.
I know you scared her again. No, it's going to be all right, Taki. Everything's going to be all right. You just come on with us.
No, I go home. Must go home.
So go home. Scram, lose yourself.
Oh, no, you don't.
Let her alone.
Hey, you keep out of this.
And let her go. Let her get back to her rice paddy.
You still don't catch Tabori. She ain't from Okinawa. She's from that island I was telling you about.
Look, Lacey, I don't care if she's from Mars.
I'm not from Mars.
No kid.
Also, I'm not from Okinawa.
What?
I'm from Yagachi. Yagachi Shima.
Shima. There, you see? Shima means an island.
Yes, island.
Then what are you doing here?
I do not know. The Japanese brought us in canoe.
She's crazier than you are. Whoever hit
Shut up. Taki, where is your island? Where is Yagachi?
In east, in China Sea.
Yeah?
A half day from Okinawa by canoe.
Canoe.
What's it like, Taki? What's your island like?
Never mind the island. Let's find a canoe. Don't you see, Lacey? With the canoe, we can get back to our lines by water.
Yeah, I think maybe you got something there.
Taki, can you find the canoe?
I think I can.
Then let's go. She led us on through the wood. A lopsided moon came up, and its ray filtered through the clouds and down through the jagged trees. In the moonlight, she was like one of those porcelain figurines. Delicate, with a peculiar tint to her skin, unlike anything I'd ever seen before. The shade of waxed ivory, ancient ivory. Her hair was long and black and drawn tight over her head. She was straight and slim, and she walked with dignity. She was beautiful. As beautiful as a dream. Lacey's dream. But dreams don't come true, not like this. Yet here she was, just the way he described her. And the three men in the island. I couldn't figure it out. And just then I hadn't the time because... Lacey, listen to that. What?
Yeah. Well, come on.
Taki led us down the slope to the water. There were canoes. And leaning against the prow were two sentries. They were safe, they thought. 3 miles behind their line, snug as 2 bugs in a mosquito net. They were so safe they didn't know what... Get them!
Taki, get in the canoe. Okay, you push us off the bury.
Yeah.
Come on. That's the boy. All right, you take a bow. Sit down, Taki. Where to? Straight out in the channel. You know what I think, Tabori? I think we're going to make it. Oh. Okay, Labori. We can take it easy now.
I'm not taking it easy until we cross that perimeter.
Yeah? Well, just how you going to tell at night? With your Zippo lighter?
Oh, lay off.
Maybe you think I got neon signs, huh?
Well, maybe we'll see a landmark or something.
Yeah. Well, the trouble is distance doesn't fool you at night. We're liable to paddle into a platoon of nits.
What do we do, Lacey?
Well, we'll stand by till morning and head for our convoy. We'll ride ashore in style on an LST.
I don't know. I think it'd be better...
Well, look, whatever you think, you're outvoted. You've outvoted 2 straps to 1.
Pulling rank, Corporal?
Why not, knucklehead? This ship's got 1 skipper, and I'm it.
You are.
If I want any stuff out of you, I'll knock it out of you. I'm warning you, don't foul up this detail.
So what was I going to do? Argue with him? Start a private firefight in the middle of the China Sea? I was getting a little combat weary myself. Lacey, he was all charged up as though his crazy dream had come true. Lying on the narrow deck of the canoe, I could hear Lacey. The more I heard, the more confused I got.
And it's not like the other islands, is it, Tucky?
It's different. Yogachi.
Yeah.
I wish I could tell you how.
Oh, I know. It's pretty, huh?
It's very pretty, but...
Is the fishing good?
It's good. And we have pigs.
Yeah? Cows?
Good cows.
Oh, I knew it.
Cows and pigs. And Lacey getting all hopped up about them. That's the last thing I remembered. I guess I fell asleep. And then suddenly it was daylight.
Tabori? Hey, look, Tabori.
What?
Look, over there. What do you see?
An island. Just an island.
It's not just an island. That's my island.
What's so special about it?
Well, look at it. See, it's surrounded by mist, just like I said.
Tell it to the troops when we get back to Okinawa.
Stand by for a ram, Tabori. We ain't going back to Okinawa.
Now, wait a minute.
I don't want any more trouble out of you.
Then don't make any, or I'll... Where?
You looking for your rifle? Well, don't bother. Because I got it right here. Now, you get up forward.
You're crazy.
Move! You know, you're flirting with a Purple Heart. That's the boy. All right, now lean on that paddle. That's right. We're heading for Yogachi. Escape, under the direction of Norman MacDonald, returns in just a moment. Motorists, the next time you put your foot down on the accelerator, tread easy. Remember that excess speed is the cause of most highway accidents. And pedestrians, the next time you start to cross the street between intersections, stop and think. Crossing between intersections is the most dangerous thing you can do. Whether walking or driving, be careful. The life you save may be your own. And now, back to Escape.
Straight to Coral Beach at Yogachi about 4 hours later. It was a lovely island with terraced hills and patches of tilled soil checkering the greenery.
Well, here we are. Seeing's believing, huh, Tabori?
Funny. So close to Okinawa, and this place looks like it never heard a shot fired in anger.
Where are your people, Taki?
Long way over here. But you must not come. You go back now.
Oh, no, not me. I'm sticking around. How about you, Tabori?
You came this far, I'll sweat it out just for the laugh.
You're going to laugh out of the wrong side of your face.
What do you mean?
Just a figure of speech, Taki. Let's go. So there I was, caught up in Lacey's dream when all the time I should have taken off at high port for Okinawa.
I should have known better, but I didn't. And what you don't know can hurt you. Plenty.
Hey, look. Look at that cow.
Could eat her down to the hooves.
Oh, I tell you, I'm going to live off the fat of the land.
The trail snaked upward. Pine trees and casuarinas rattled in the sweet, strong wind from the China Sea. Their cones lay along the footpath, and in the fields were raspberry bushes. There were lilies in the swordgrass and scarlet flowers. All very nice, I suppose, but I was looking for people. The big men of Lacey's dream. The girls all as lovely as the girl beside us. I was tense with expectancy at each bend in the trail, but Lacey's tensions had vanished. He lost them because he'd found Taki.
Robert Lacey.
Oh, Taki. My name's Lacey. Now try it again.
Lacey.
Lacey. L, like in, this is a lily. You are a lady?
You're loco.
Tabori, I'm going to slug you.
You're so funny, Lacey, when you're mad.
Oh, you laugh nice, Taki.
It is first time in 5 years. It is first time I happy.
Maybe you was waiting for me to make you happy. Like I was waiting for you.
What do you mean, Lacey?
Well, I mean, here. This is for you.
Why you give me flower?
I love you, Taki.
No, you cannot.
But why?
You don't know. I don't know how to say, but you don't know me.
Oh, I know you. I've been dreaming about you for 2 years. I always knew I'd find you.
I never forget what you say.
I'll never let you forget.
Oh, Lacey.
Lacey, honey. L, like in love.
They walked on together, the tall Marine and the slim girl with the ivory skin, with the flower in her hand. Now and then she'd look at the flower, and then she'd look at Lacey, and a pained expression clouded her face as though she didn't understand. But I did. The loneliness, the weariness, the refuge in a dream. Very soon now that dream would burst like a bubble or become reality. I had to find out.
Man, what a climb.
Be easier for you if you give me back my rifle.
Now, don't you worry about me. I'll get back.
Hey, we got it licked. There's the summit.
Yeah.
It is highest point on Yogachi. See, down there, far away in valley.
Hey, look. Look at them.
They my people.
I told you they were big men.
How can you tell from this distance?
Well, look how broad they are.
Funny how they're all in a bunch. Hey, listen.
Yeah. Maybe it's a sort of a ceremony or something, huh?
It is.
Maybe it's for us. I bet they know we're coming.
No. It is for dead.
What happened, you suppose? The war?
The war not here. It's my people die.
Everybody's people die. It's got to happen sooner or later.
Yes. Sooner or later.
It's like I always say, here today, gone tomorrow.
I never heard it so well put.
Oh, drop dead.
Ah, dry up. Let's go, Taki. We went down the mountainside, down to a cape that jutted into the Pacific like a gnarled finger of doom. Far away we saw a village. We headed toward it through the sunless gorge. At the far end was a thatched hut.
It looks like it's empty.
As any fool could see.
You wait here. I come back soon with Earthman. He speak English good.
You gonna stay here with me? Tavori?
No, Lacey. I just want one good look at your big men and beautiful women in their native habitat. Then I'm off for Okinawa.
You still want proof, huh?
Yeah. There's something strange about this place. I want to know what it is.
It's not strange. It's just different, like I said.
You're all fouled up in a dream, Lacey. I'm not sure what it's all about, but I gotta find out. It'll drive me crazy the rest of my life.
You mean crazy like me?
I didn't say that.
Since we left Okinawa, you've been giving me a bad time.
It was mutual.
Now you call me crazy.
I know what I said.
I know what you think. And I know what you'll do. Once you get back to Okinawa, you'll tell the MPs I went over the hill. You'll tell them where I am. And they'll come after me.
You are crazy.
I'm just crazy enough to make sure you keep your trap shut. You remember, Tabori, I said I'd be around to spit in your grave?
Lacey, stop kidding around with that rifle.
I ain't kidding. I'm going to kill you.
No question about it. He wasn't kidding. He slid back the bolt of his rifle and it sprang forward, a cartridge in the chamber.
I'm going to kill you, Tabori. But first, you're going to see I was right. I want to see the expression on that smart-aleck face of yours when you admit it. And then I'm going to kill you. Now get back in that corner. Keep your mouth shut. You the head man?
I suppose you could call me that.
His name Hiroshi.
What can I do for you?
Well, I want to stay here with Taki.
I'm afraid you can't.
Well, I'll work my way. You know that.
That is not the point. You cannot...
Look, I don't want no arguments out of you.
You cannot stay.
Well, why can't I?
She is a leper.
She's so beautiful.
I know, son. But in 3 years, 5 years...
Taki? I'm sorry, Taki.
So am I tried to tell you, but I don't know how. And then I could not, even if I want to. I wanted to last 1 more hour, 1 more minute.
They stood there facing each other, the tall Marine and the girl with the ivory skin with the flower still in her hand. The flower already beginning to wilt.
Goodbye, Gracie.
Goodbye.
Thank you for the flower.
That's all right.
I never forget you.
I won't forget either. It was like a dream come true. For a while it was.
Goodbye.
Hiroshi, what's this all about?
It is quite simple. 2 nights ago, the Japanese came to the leper colony. They took more than half my patients to Okinawa, headed toward the American lines.
Why?
To disrupt your advance. There was no chance of contagion, but, well, my patients aren't all as lovely as Taki.
I see. Schrecklichkeit.
Exactly. A weapon of terror.
Tabori?
Yeah, Lacey?
I guess we better move on, huh? Are you ready, pal?
Yeah. Long road back to Okinawa.
For me, the road back is longer than that.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you The Island by Millard Kaufman,
starring Harry Bartell and Bill Conrad with Michael Ann Barrett and Edgar Barrier. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens.
Next week, escape with us to the most evil city in the Orient and the story of a beautiful but unscrupulous woman who ruled it, as Herb Purdom tells it in his exciting tale, Macao.
He's coming up next on most of these same CBS stations. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar. You want to hear every exciting minute of the Fairway matter in which 13 die when one man is marked for murder. It's one of Johnny Dollar's most exciting insurance investigations in which he turns in a masterful expense account as well as masterful deduction. Stay tuned for yours truly, Johnny Dollar, next on most of these same CBS stations.
Escape.
Escape with us now to the most evil city in the Orient and the story of a beautiful but unscrupulous woman who ruled it, as Herb Purdom tells it in his exciting story, Macao.
The streets are dark. It's raining on my hair and my good dress. All very unimportant now. I only know it's a good night to die. Where do you begin a story like mine? I think it began when the devil gathered the filth and evil of the world. He shaped it into a city and placed it on the south coast of China. He named it Macao. And because the devil enjoys a bad joke, he made me queen of Macao's rottenness. And worse, he made me like it. Maybe you've wanted something. Wanted something so bad you'd kill to get it. I did. I wanted a city. This city. I wanted to own every grimy cafe and waterfront dive in it. I did get some of it. A lot of it. But the more I got, the more I wanted. And I nearly got it, too. Then 6 days ago, things began to go wrong. I was at the harbor front one afternoon. Out of my way, you scabby bums. Out of my way before I take disinfectant to you. That's right, you stinking rabble. Make room. Make room.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Rawls.
Let go of my arm, Martha.
Did you want something on the docks?
Your men have been operating in the city. Your province is on the water, Marsick. You're out of line.
So, there's plenty left for you?
I see. All right, Marsick.
And don't forget that on the docks, I'm king.
Yeah? Well, long live the king, only don't bet on it. Goodbye, Marsick.
Wait. There's no reason for us to fight. I'll do anything.
Goodbye, Marsick.
Yeah, of course, only if I offended you, Mrs. Rawls. I'm sorry. We could be friends. I'm on your side.
You just be sure you're on my side.
Lady, that man bothering you?
What?
If you're unhappy with the way that big character's heart acts, maybe I can help.
His heart?
Sure. It just keeps beating and beating. It needs a rest.
Oh? Who are you?
Johnny Hook. Oh, don't bother to introduce yourself. Everyone in Macao knows Mrs. Connie Rawls.
Then you should know I need no help.
I have pretty good references. A fellow named Vic Rawls once wrote me I had a job here if I wanted to claim it.
You knew my husband?
Yeah, we were bunkmates in the AVG. Did a little smuggling together once. I heard he was killed.
3 years ago. Where have you been?
I just finished a hitch with Lou Chang.
The guerrilla leader? The one they call the White Tiger?
Well, the commies call him worse than that. Mao would hock his hammer and sickle to see old Lu Chan hanging by his heel.
I know. Lu Chan's guerrilla army is still holding nearly half of southern China.
That's right.
Look, my headquarters, the Red Angel, is near here. We can talk there.
Swell.
Perhaps. If you're what you say, you may have a job. If not, well, at least you'll have a chance to taste Willie's punch of the devil. It's good.
And you add a jigger and a half of cognac and a dash of bitters. Then take the lemon, twist and rub it gentle. That's very important. You rub it gentle around the rim of each glass. See, most guys toss the twist into the drink, but that way, it's too strong. All you want is just the stink of the lemon. Here you are. You wrap a tongue around a punch of the devil.
Thanks, Willie. I don't know what to drink, but your monologue will do. Hey, that's all right.
I told you. Well, dummy, what are you waiting for, a medal? Get out, get down to the bar.
Sure, Miss Ross, sure.
That's what I like, a dame with sentiment. Why didn't you just kick him in the stomach and be done with it?
He's used to me.
I'll bet he is. You're pretty, you're smart. I can see why Vic married you. But how do you run a setup like this? Vic spoke Cantonese. He knew the people. You?
It isn't necessary.
All brain work, huh? Well, honey, you gotta be human, too. You gotta understand feelings. Like this one, for instance. There.
Is that all?
No. Well, I'm liable to kiss you again.
Fusang.
What? Well, sliding panels. Who's the Chinese gun toter?
The name is Fusang, foolish one.
Huh? You look a little old to be playing games. Honey, aren't you being a little melodramatic over a kiss?
Shut up.
Oh, now look.
Shut up. You think you're tough, Johnny Hook. Too tough to obey a woman. Well, Fusang, teach Casanova the penalty for misjudging me.
Oh, now hold up, sister. All I did...
Give him another one, Fusang. I don't want him to make a mistake about me again.
As you wish.
I think he's softening, Fusang. Pull his head back. He's dripping blood on my rug. All right, Johnny, you're not out. Let's talk a little. What's your name?
Johnny Hook.
The real one.
John Butterfield.
We'll call you Hook. You say you knew Vic. Describe him.
Tall, dark-haired. He had a scar over his right eye.
How'd he talk?
Drawled. He was a Texan.
You wanted any place?
No.
Ever kill a man?
Sure, in the war. Who didn't?
Otherwise?
A couple. Look, what's with all the talk?
Why'd you quit Lu Chan?
Lu Chan, you fought for the White Tiger?
Sure, but my salary started coming in the form of promises. I like to get paid for my work. So?
That is the economic necessity of life. But you must tell me of Lu Chan sometime.
Later, Fusang. Johnny, you wanted to know how I run this setup. Well, Fusang handles the Orientals. He speaks a dozen dialects.
Go on.
As a rule, I don't hire white men. They can't be trusted.
Maybe I'm an exception.
Maybe. We'll see. Your first job will be on a man named Peter Marsick. I want 6 of his boats destroyed tonight. He'll be supplied with bombs and a fast speedboat. While I talked, I watched. I knew from watching him take Fusang's blows that Johnny was tough. I hoped he was tough enough, for I was lining him up for the world's most dangerous murder.
It is dark, little one.
We can still see Johnny's boat ahead.
You take quite an interest in him. Would you like some gum?
No.
It is good gum, made in your country. Chewing gum quiets your nerves.
There's nothing wrong with my nerves. Pull into this cove. We can watch from here.
Yes. He's ready to make his run. I hope all goes well.
Yeah.
Shall I mount the machine gun in the rear? If he's pursued too closely, I can discourage them from here as they pass.
Perhaps you'd better. But if it's the police, don't shoot.
Of course.
He started his run.
The gun will be ready in a moment.
He's at the line of boats. There they blow.
An unfortunate waste of good boats, little one.
I want to be sure Marsick never challenges me again. This'll stop him.
Indeed it will. Those boats cost Marsick a fortune. There. The gun only needs loading.
Here comes Johnny. He's got his boat wide open.
Behind him it is clear. No. Little one, look. A police cruiser.
Police? Stop them.
But little one, you know we must not fire on the
Stop
police.
that cruiser. The men are forward, trying for the engines aft.
No, little one, this is insane.
Stop that cruiser or I'll ram it.
Very well.
You did it. They're on fire. They're jumping.
Please, little one, let us go.
Yeah.
All for that stranger. You are a fool.
Shut up, Fusung. I run this thing.
You are angry, little one. We will discuss it later. No more disaster. I'm out of gum.
You just started a new stick.
It is unfortunate, but I swallowed it. Hi, Connie. Everything quiet?
Come in, Johnny.
Well, honey, R6 boats are matchwood now.
Mrs. Rawls.
Oh, Mrs. Rawls. I got away clean, but someone did a devil of a lot of shooting behind me.
You idiot. You forced us to sink a police cruiser.
I forced... You mean that it was you behind me?
Fusung and I. You're not with Lou Chan fighting the communists now, Johnny. Fights cost me money.
No, how?
The cops. Well, they won't be able to prove anything, but that's because I dumped a machine gun worth $600.
I'll steal your new one.
Forget it. You did a good job on the boats.
Thanks. Little one, Inspector Kaiwan, downstairs in the club.
Thanks, I'll be down. Johnny, you better get out of here and stay out for a day or so. Use the back stairs.
Right. Oh, and Connie, Mrs. Rawls.
Yeah?
Thanks.
For what?
My life. It's not much, but I like it. You know, if I can keep you around, I may die a natural death yet.
I gave Johnny 3 minutes, and I went down to the nightclub. The Red Angel wasn't only a good front, it was something else. Something special. Just for me. It was smoky enough for a 5-alarm fire, and the combined smell of liquor, perfume, and unwashed bodies was enough to make a buzzard back off. But to me, the Red Angel had never lost its fascination. I wouldn't have traded it for heaven.
Mrs. Rawls, Inspector Kaiwan.
We've met. On many occasions.
Yes, indeed. The number of our meetings has not dulled my enjoyment of your beauty, madam.
Yeah. A drink?
Thank you. No. It is my sad duty to try and discover proof of your activities last night.
Yes.
If you were I, would you use trickery or threats? Fusung has given me your alibi. Your boats, of course, have been prepared for our visit.
Is that all?
I would like to chat for a while. Perhaps I can trick you.
You've had your visit. Unless you bring a charge against me, get out. Cops give the place a bad smell.
Is it possible? Nevertheless, a year ago, you were more cautious with me, madam. You have given me hope at last.
Hope? What hope?
The most powerful drug in the world is power. The addict destroys himself. And you, madam, have become an addict. Good night.
Fascinated by the smell of evil. Even when I was a little girl, I used to pretend my dolls were... Well, no matter. Let's say I was bad to begin with. The only wages I wanted to earn were the wages of sin. Above all, I wanted to be bad in a big way. And in Macao, 6,000 miles from my hometown, I made it.
That's only me, Mrs. Walls. Willie.
Well, come on in, dummy. Don't stand there.
This one.
2 drinks, Willie, and make 'em good.
You oughtn't to talk like that to me, Mrs. Ross. Call me a dummy. That isn't very nice.
Oh, shut up. Just mix the drinks and turn on that blasted fan before I suffocate.
This one. I'm going to leave you, Mrs. Ross. I'm going home.
Oh, sure. The drinks, Willie. Dream about home tomorrow.
I will. That's when I'm gone. I saved my money. Yes. See? It's all in this wallet. I'm going home after 10 years.
Well, you really do have the money.
Yes, ma'am. I'll make the drinks.
Do that.
Evening, Connie. Oh, hi, Willie. How's the drinking business?
Oh, people still doing it. They always do it. I'm going home, Johnny. Tomorrow.
Willie.
Home after
Willie, Johnny's not interested. Get out.
Sure, Mrs. Ross. Sure.
What are you trying to prove, Connie?
What do you mean?
Kicking that poor guy around. Does it make you feel good?
He's a dummy. He doesn't care. Help yourself to the drinks and hand me one. I'll call down and make amends to Willie.
Yeah, you do that. Here you are.
Thanks. Fusang? Willie's on his way down. Give him the night off and tell him the drinks are on me. Yeah, champagne. And listen, he's carrying a bankroll. See that he doesn't have it in the morning. Mm-hmm. That's right. Oh, and that champagne. Make it the cheap kind.
So Willie doesn't get home after all?
He's a good bartender when he's sober. And I like these.
Well, that's a good reason to bust a man's drink.
Inspector Carwan has dropped his investigation.
He knows it's you.
He can't touch me. I'm too big.
Yeah, you're too big.
But it's nothing to what it will be. And you too, Johnny. If you can bear the way I treat my bartending.
Oh, I'm a louse already. I may as well go all the way.
$250,000?
Oh.
Help you make the trip?
Quarter? Hey, how many of those drinks have you had?
You want in?
Do I want to breathe?
It's a big order. Dangerous job.
So was the war, only it didn't pay so well. Go on.
Mao's communists are taking over in China. I'm going to help them for $250,000.
And?
Macao.
Macao? You mean the whole city?
The whole city.
Well, I give you credit, baby. You go nuts in a big way.
Well, I've made the deal.
All right, break it down for me.
It's very simple. You'll assassinate the guerrilla leader, Lu Chan. Johnny's face was the color of blue cheese as he stared at me. But I knew the power of money over men like him. Like $250,000 would buy better scruples than his. And in case he needed extra encouragement, I gave him an additional promise and a kiss. We both liked it.
Oh, baby.
Johnny. Again.
You love me?
Yes. Yes, I do. Johnny. You'll do the job?
Sure. I'll start making plans right away.
Good. Keep in mind what you're working for. $250,000. Me. Now drink your drink, honey. The ice is melting.
10. Your play, little one.
I should stop now. I never win against you, Fusang. 4 of diamonds.
Mrs. Rawls, you got to give it back to me. You stole my money. It ain't right. Give it back.
Now, Willie, don't blame me if you got drunk and were rolled.
Please, I saved for 10 years to get that money.
Jack of hearts to you, Fusang.
Give it back to me or I'll kill you. See, I got a gun.
Don't be a fool, Willie.
She is right, Willie. Don't be a fool. There are at least 200 men who would make sure you never left Macao alive. They would get you in an alley, on the street, somewhere. You know they would.
All I want is my money. Maybe I'll tell the police.
Who's your next of kin, Willie?
But next of kin?
Your health is getting bad.
No, wait. I didn't want to blab the police. I was just kidding.
I was sure you were. Get out of here, Willie, and leave the gun.
Sure, Mrs. Ross, sure. Here.
That dummy. Got a salary $10 for son. He saves too much. 3 to you. Gin? I have the devil's own luck. I guess I just don't live right. That's nice, Frankie.
Little one, it's been a good night. The money flowed in.
Good. Tell Willie to make me a drink. Go on, Frankie.
Good evening, Mrs. Rawls. It is indeed a lovely melody.
No, hello, Inspector. Slumming?
Slumming? I do not believe I understand this word.
Forget it. Play some more, Frankie.
I brought you word that I thought might distress you. Peter Mossett committed suicide an hour ago. So it is considered humane to be sad when an acquaintance meets violent end.
Especially when I'm supposed to have blown up his boats and driven him to it, huh? Get out of here, brass hat.
As you wish. You seem to hold my work in great disfavor.
Look, Inspector Carwan, I don't like cops, and I don't like you. So do me a favor and stay away from me.
Good night, Mrs. Rawls. Oh, good evening, Mr. Hawk, I believe.
Yeah. Good evening, Inspector. Taiwan, I believe.
Taiwan.
Hi, Connie. That's a nice tune. What is it?
Softly as the morning sunrise. My favorite. Thanks, Frankie. Come on over to the bar, Johnny. I've got a drink waiting.
Here's a drink, Mrs. Rawls.
Wally, fix me one, will you? I need it.
Sure.
Well, Johnny, figured out your plan?
Yeah.
Well? Oh, don't mind Willie there. Tell me.
I figured out a way to kill Lou Chun, but I'm not going to do it.
Say that again.
You heard right, Connie. I'm out of the deal.
Yeah, Johnny.
Thanks. Oh, boy, you're still as good as ever.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
Johnny Hook, you're not backing out of this deal.
I'm already out. Oh, look, Connie, you had me tabbed right, I guess. For that kind of money, I'd kill a man. But not if it means the end of what a lot of guys I knew died for.
Died for? This will mean more power for us than we ever dreamed of.
I don't dream. I have nightmares.
How about you and I, Johnny? Doesn't that count at all?
I told you once, Connie. Sometimes it isn't just brain work. You have to understand the way people feel. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't know what I'm talking about.
Johnny! Johnny! Stupid, sentimental fool. You're forcing me to...
a drink, Mrs. Ross?
No, I'm going upstairs. Clean up and lock up. And if you drink any of the liquor, pay for it.
Little one. I've just finished. Would you care for some gin rummy?
Johnny Hook has just betrayed us. He just left. You know what to do.
Johnny? But how?
Never mind how. Pass the order along.
You know what you are doing. Once I give that order, he is a dead man.
That's the kind of a man I want him to be. Do as I say.
Yes. Good night, little one. I will tell them to make it quick. You'll never know what happened.
Johnny would never know. But I would. I sat at my desk staring through two blank eyes at the room. Only I was seeing Johnny walking Macao streets, past this alley and the next, always going closer to the one that held his death. I looked out at the window and saw it was beginning to rain. Go away.
I give the order, Mrs. Rawls.
Then go away. What did you call me?
Mrs. Rawls.
But I'm your little one. You always...
There is no little one. You killed her when you plotted to betray my people.
What? So Willie shot off his mouth.
As you say, Willie shot off his mouth.
All right, so I didn't tell you about it. I would have cut you in on it later.
Even now you do not understand. You betrayed my people, the men who make up your organization, me. We shun is all that stands between us and communist slavery.
Get a soapbox, patriot. Everybody's waving a flag tonight.
I wished only to tell you that you are through in Macao.
You forgetting I own this place? This and all the other places, the cars, the boats, the guns, everything?
But I control the men.
So I'll get new men. Now get out. Get out. Get out, I'm sick of the sight of you.
Certainly. Only it is just fair to tell you, Mrs. Rawls, the penalty for betrayal in our organization is death, as you know. I passed the order for yours tonight.
How could it happen? One moment I was all powerful and my plans were set to make me owner of Macao. And then I was alone, my power gone, and I was just another woman. No, not even that. For there outside the wet window was my death waiting for me. Somehow I found myself driven to meet it. I went down and out into the rain.
Oh, hello there, cutie. How's about a nice warm drinky, huh? Hey, what's the matter? Too big to drink with a sailor? Snooty dame.
Which one? Which doorway will it be? Rain is so clean. The cow glistens like a polished black diamond now. I wish I'd gotten up early more often. I never realized how wonderful it is to see a sunrise. I like walking in the early morning. Perhaps if I hurry, I can catch Johnny.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you Macao by Herb Purdom, starring Michael Ann Barrett and Stacey Harris with Raymond Burr. Featured in the cast were Lou Krugman, Charles Lung, Paul Dubov, and Frank Gerstle. The special music for Escape is composed by Leith Stevens and conducted tonight by Wilbur Hatch.
You, finding life rather dull?
Dreaming again of exotic places? Wishing you were somewhere else? We offer you escape.
Escape with us now to the outer limits of space and the terrifying experiences of four men who penetrated it, as Ray Bradbury, famous science fiction writer, tells it in his gripping story, The Earthman.
Yes. Communication number 1. Mission accomplished. Yes. You better make sure you pause after that. Give them a few seconds to get over their excitement down there. They'll go crazy. Be bigger than New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve? Be bigger than the armistice. Only one celebration will top it in our lifetime. What's that, sir? The one they throw when we get back. All right, now where was I? Mission accomplished. Yeah. First rocket expedition to Mars landed upon Mars 12:03 Earth time. Estimated position of landing, approximately longitude 345 degrees, latitude -7 degrees. Okay. Landed without incident at edge of forest. Atmosphere, what's a good word to say it's all right for breathing? Optimal? Yeah. Found atmosphere optimal. Descended from rocket.
Captain Williams.
Yeah?
Prescott, sir. I see Prescott. He's running this way.
Running? Something after him?
No, he's just loping along. I think he's smiling.
Keep your binoculars on him. Sound off. It looks like he's in trouble. Descended from rocket. Sent Lieutenant Prescott on reconnaissance mission. Dugan, Prescott all right?
Yes, sir. Want me to yell to him?
No, just stay up there and watch it. Morale high. Commend efficiency and discipline of entire crew. Lieutenants Prescott and Dugan, Sergeant Clitheroe. Thanks, Captain. There's enough worry for all, Sergeant. Any chance of sending that in now? Not for 2 hours. Channels won't be clear for voice communication until 3 o'clock Earth time. They don't even know yet that we made it. I'd like to be down there when they get that message. What excitement. Sirens, bands playing, artillery salute.
Here's Prescott, sir.
Good. Come on down, Dugan. Prescott, you all right? People. Here, sit down. Catch your breath.
People. Mars has people.
All right, now take your time. You want a drink?
Mars is inhabited. People, just like home.
Any women? Let him talk. What sort of people?
Ordinary-looking people. Men, women, kids.
Hostile?
I don't think so. I came down a road, a country road, followed it at right angle into a paved highway.
Yeah.
Before I could decide whether to go right or left, I heard a buzzing sort of sound. I ducked behind a bush. Vehicle rolled past. One wheel must have a gyroscopic balancer of some sort.
Yeah.
Inside was a man and a woman.
What'd they look like?
Just like us. Hair, eyes, nose, mouth, body, clothes, everything.
Mars inhabited. Wait till they hear that down there.
After it passed, I followed it. I came to a hill, and when I got to the top, there was a little town. Buildings, streets, just like home. And then I hurried back here.
People. And just like home, huh?
Yeah.
You suppose they're really friendly? Well, I don't see why not. You heard what he said? Civilization up here resembles the one down there. What would they do on Earth if Martians came down and established contact? It'd make a pretty big thing out of it. The people up here will probably treat us the same way. Even so, we're not going to take any chances. We'll be armed.
We're going into town?
Right. As soon as we camouflage the rocket. All right, start cutting some of those branches and gathering leaves. Cover it up good. I don't want anybody monkeying around while we're gone.
Right.
We can't be gone long, Captain. Channel's open at 3. We'll be back by then, if everything goes well. Oh, can you imagine their reaction when they see us? Come on, men, make it fast! All right, men, dress it up. I'm going to knock on the door now, and keep smiling to show we're friendly, and let me do all the talking. Understand? Yes. Yes, what do you want? You speak English. I speak what I speak. What do you want? Martian speaks English. We're from Earth. I'm Captain Williams, commander of the first expedition to Mars. And you are the first Martian we've met. Martian? What I mean to say is you live on the fourth planet from the sun, correct?
Well, everybody knows that.
Well, we're from Earth.
Where?
It's never been done before.
What has it?
How is it you speak such good English?
I'm not speaking, I'm thinking. Telepathy. Now, what is it you want?
We're from Earth. From Earth.
Some other time, Mac. I got my own problems.
How do you like that?
You didn't look very bright.
I know, but...
Well, try it again. Knock on the door.
I'm in command here, Dugan. I'll do all the thinking.
Yes, sir.
I'll knock on the door and try again.
Yes?
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. Was that your husband I was just talking to?
Yes.
He shut the door so quick I never got a chance to explain.
Oh, I'm sorry, but he is busy. Can I help you? Are you strangers in town?
I'll say we are. We're from Earth.
Earth?
The planet Earth. Maybe you have a different name for it. The third in order from the sun. We came in a rocket. Almost 60 million miles through
Don't come
space.
near me.
I just want if you can. You and your husband are the first people on this planet we've
Don't
seen.
come near me.
You don't understand. We're from Earth. We came in a rocket. We came in a rocket. What'd I do?
Captain, don't you think we'd better get away from here, maybe?
Well, all I did was... How far is it to town, Prescott?
Quarter of a mile.
I just wanted to shake hands. What was it that scared her?
All right for us to smoke, Captain?
Sure, smoke, yell, unbutton your buttons, do whatever you want. Doesn't seem to make any difference. Nobody's paying any attention to us anyhow. You'd think these people had visitors from Earth every day. Nobody even turns around to look at us.
Can I say something, Captain?
Yeah?
We can't blame them for ignoring us, sir. We look just the same as they do. For all they know, we're just a few Martians ambling through the town square. We ought to take a chance and try telling someone else.
We've told 3 of them already. Back at that farmhouse, the man ignored us and the woman screamed and ran away. And that girl we told fainted.
Captain, looks like a bar or a soda fountain in here. Would it be all right if we went in and had something to drink?
Well, why not?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Could we get something to drink here?
Got some nice fruit, Crystal. It's all right. The same for everyone.
Sergeant.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen you fellows around. You strangers?
We're from Earth.
Where?
Earth. Third planet from the sun.
Oh, clumsy of me. Earth, huh? Well, what do you know?
You mean you understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Sure.
That we're the first men from Earth ever to reach Mars, that it's never been done before?
That we came 60 million miles in a rocket? Sure. 60 million, huh? Rocket, you say? Well, I'm proud to make your acquaintance.
I'm Captain Williams. This is Lieutenant Prescott, Sergeant Clitheroe, and Lieutenant Dugan.
I'm honored. I'm honored. Do you mind if I bring my son in to meet you? This is an occasion.
Sure. Bring him in.
Son, come in here. Rocket, eh? All the way by rocket. Say now.
You understand what we went through, the chances we took.
Sure. Why, you're real heroes. Let me shake hands again.
You call me Bob?
Son, these men are from Earth. From Earth. Understand?
Yes, Pop.
We're the first men from Earth ever to reach Mars.
Isn't that wonderful, son? Think of it.
It's wonderful.
Go tell everyone. You don't mind if he tells people, do you?
Mine. I should say not.
Oh, we'd like him to.
As many as possible.
Go ahead, son. Hurry.
think of it, all the way from Earth. There were times in there when I didn't think we'd make it, I can tell you.
Hey, I'll bet there were.
Turbine conked out when we hit the stratosphere. I began to sweat a big drop.
I can imagine. Turbine, it's pretty serious.
Well, even before we left, we were told we only had about 1 chance in 3 of making it.
Hey, I don't see where you found the courage.
We didn't even know what we'd find when we got here.
You see, it's never been done before. Never. Let me shake your hand. Lots of men were killed trying, but they never succeeded.
What an honor for our little town.
Hey, you're the first to know, really. The very first. Oh? Your name will go down in history of all the school books with ours.
There are monuments on both planets.
Hey, what is your name? Hey, wait a minute, man. Hold on.
What's up, Skipper?
Outside. All those people. Looks like the whole town. Why, they must have heard the news. The glorious news from my son. Yes, they've come to welcome you. Hey, hold your fire, men. Welcome us. It doesn't sound like they'd come to welcome us.
What? That's the man we first spoke to, the one whose wife got scared.
Gentlemen, please don't shoot. There must be some mistake. I'll just ask them why they're behaving in such a...
Here, come back here. Come back here, you old... Come back here.
What do you make of that?
Captain, I don't understand this, and I don't like it.
Do the back way out. See if it's clear. Prescott, you fire when I say fire. Not before. Lower your gun.
They're all around us, Captain.
We'll make a break for it. 1 volley at my command.
Captain Williams.
Yeah?
Look, there's a little guy out there giving them all what for. They're starting to disperse. Let me see.
Clear this square immediately. Immediately, I say. Go on now. Go on, all of you. Go on home.
He's coming in. Now, I'll do all the talking. Put your guns away, but stay on your toes. Dugan, let's keep our eye on the back, huh?
Gentlemen, may I apologize for the unforgivable actions of my fellow townspeople. They've acted barbarously. Barbarously.
We didn't do a thing. We were as friendly as we could be.
Well, they're ignorant, just ignorant. No reverence for science, none whatever.
We're from Earth. Did they tell you?
Oh, yes. A great honor, sir. This is without a doubt the most memorable moment of my life. As a man of science, I greet you.
What have we done to make them so hostile?
Oh, no, please, put it out of your thoughts. They're dolts, idiots. Simply because 2 women were stupid enough to be frightened. My apologies, my sincere apologies. Believe me, sir, I would never have forgiven them if they had harmed so much as a hair of your head. A scientific marvel, and they would do you harm. Unforgivable. Well, we're wasting time. The members of the Institute are waiting.
Institute?
The Institute of Science. We have sole jurisdiction in such matters. The members have already been informed and are eagerly awaiting your appearance. It would cause a sensation.
Well, that's a little more like it.
This way, if you please. I have transportation waiting. And have no fear of these rustics. You're in my care now.
I'm Captain Williams, sir. Who are you?
I'm president of the Institute. My name is Dr. Booth. This way, gentlemen. This way.
Escape under the direction of Norman MacDonald returns in just a moment. How the gambling machine works, the far-reaching effect of legal and illegal gambling, domination of entire areas by racketeers. That's this week's topic on The Nation's Nightmare, tomorrow night on CBS. And now, back to Escape.
I won't make a speech, you understand, just a few informal remarks.
The members of the Institute will listen to you with the greatest interest, no matter how informal your remarks. Go right in and make yourself at home.
Thank you, Doctor. I'll keep it short. We have to be back in our rocket by 3 o'clock our time in order to...
To communicate with Earth, yes. You told me, yes. Go right in. I'll join you very soon.
Thank you. After you, man.
He's a nice fellow.
Wow. What an auditorium.
Yes.
Must be hundreds of people here. I wonder how they managed to get them together at such short notice.
Straighten up, men. They're looking at us. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I am Mr. Earl.
And I'm Captain Jonathan Williams of New York City, on Earth. Thank you, one and all, on behalf of myself and my crew. Thank you.
Well, it's good to see another man from Earth. I am from Earth also.
How was that again?
There are many of us here from Earth.
You from Earth?
Yes.
But is that possible? Did you come by rocket? Has space travel been going on for centuries? What country are you from?
Tuirio. I came by the spirit of my body years ago.
Tuirio? I never heard of it. What was that about the spirit of your body?
Well, what do you mean there are many of us here from Earth?
Not only from Earth. He's from Jupiter. He's from Saturn.
Jupiter? Saturn? Wait a minute, this is confusing. Where on Earth is this Tuirio?
Tuirio?
Is it near America?
America? What is America?
You never heard of America?
No.
You say you're from Earth and you never heard of America?
Earth is a place of seas and nothing but seas. There is no land. I am from Earth and I know.
Earth is a place of all jungle. I am from Orion Earth, a civilization built of silver.
Silver? Men, come over here a second. Do you realize what this is?
What, sir?
This is no celebration. These aren't members of the Institute. This isn't a banquet or a surprise party. Huh? Look at their eyes. Listen to them. Now I understand why the woman screamed, why the girl fainted, why the old boy in the soda fountain ran out on us, why the crowd was hostile, why they brought us here.
Oh, where are we, sir?
In an insane asylum. They think we're crazy. Pedro, try the door again.
I just tried it, Captain. It's still locked. Go right in, gentlemen. The members of the Institute will listen to you with the greatest interest, no matter how informal your remarks. I'll bet they've been listening, all right. I'll bet they've had us under observation ever since we entered this building. Captain, look.
What?
You ought to take a look. That woman who said she was from Earth, too. Blue flame is coming out of her mouth and then turning into the shape of a small naked child. You think that's something? I've been watching one of them change into a crystal pillar and then into a golden statue and then into a staff of cedar and then back into a woman again. Never saw anything like that. Magicians.
No, not magicians. Those are hallucinations. They pass their insanity over into us, and we see their hallucinations too. Telepathy, autosuggestion, and telepathy.
Well, look, Captain.
If hallucinations can appear this real to us, to anyone, if hallucinations are catching and almost believable, it's no wonder they took us for psychotics. If that woman can produce little blue fire children and that one can change into a pillar, how natural if normal Martians think we can produce our rocket ship with our minds.
I've been thinking along those lines, too. If someone came up to you on Earth and said he was from Mars, just came in by rocket, wouldn't you think he was crazy?
I would. Heaven help me, I would. What time is it?
2:35. The channel's open in 25 minutes.
Where's that doctor? Where's that doctor? I said, where's that doctor?
I'm here, Captain.
I demand our release. I demand an apology for this outrage. My government will certainly hear of this. All the governments of Earth will hear of it. I shall tell them of the indignities heaped upon their representatives.
Yes, of course.
Don't humor me! Are you going to release us, or must I take steps?
What sort of steps?
I'll kill you.
That's very interesting. Excuse me a moment. Dr. O.
Yes, Doctor. Did you call me, Doctor?
The case is developing along classic lines. I thought you might be interested. He's just threatened to kill me. Proceed, please, Captain.
I wasn't joking, I tell you. Are you going to stand aside?
No.
All right. Jan.
Most interesting. What do you suppose the next phase will be?
Denial of insanity, reaffirmation of sanity.
But we are sane. We are.
You see? Classic.
Men try to think of something. He thinks we're insane, and he won't understand that we're not.
No, not at all. I do not think all of you are insane. Oh, no. Just you, sir. The others, the ones you persist in referring to as your crew, they do not exist. They are secondary hallucinations.
Secondary?
Hallucinations.
But you can touch them. You can hear them. Go ahead and touch them.
They prove nothing. My patients have come to me with snakes crawling from their ears. When I cured them, their snakes vanished.
We'll be glad to be cured. Go ahead.
It's unusual. Not many want to be cured. The cure is drastic, you know.
Cure ahead. I'm confident you'll find we're all safe.
He persists in referring to the others.
Oh, they never stop. You know, Captain, such cases as yours need special treatment. The others in this hall are simpler forms, but once a patient has deteriorated as much as you have with primary, secondary, tertiary, auditory, olfactory, and lingual delusions, as well as tactile and optical fantasies, it's a pretty bad business. We may have to resort to euthanasia.
Euthanasia? You're crazy! Now, listen. My crew and I left Earth 3 days ago in a rocket. We landed here in Mars.
Yes, you've already told me, Captain. Most detailed dream fantasy I've ever heard.
But I can show you the rocket ship.
I'd like to see it. Can you manifest it in this hall?
No, certainly. It's over there in the corner.
I don't see it.
Of course you don't. It's not there.
Why did you tell me to look if the rocket isn't there?
I was joking, you idiot. Joking.
Really? You have an odd sense of humor.
If you give us transportation and come with us, I can show you the rocket. It's in a small forest near that town where we first saw you.
Be rather interesting to observe his reaction at the failure to show it to us.
Yes. Would you care to accompany me, Dr. Holmes?
Oh, I'd be delighted.
Very well, Captain. Lead us to your rocket.
Here it is. Here's the rocket. Now are you satisfied? Now are you convinced?
I see nothing resembling a rocket.
Dugan, Prescott, Clitheroe, clear away the camouflage. Hurry! You'll see, Doctor. You'll see. All right, there. There. Okay, men, that's enough. There you are, Doctor. That's the main hatch. Now, are you convinced?
Wonderful manifestation. Wonderful. But like the manifestation of your gun when you threatened to kill me, they're completely unreal and non-functional.
I've been thinking about why your gun jammed, Captain. I think it's a change in atmosphere. I suppose he allows his hallucinatory companion to offer the rational because the reality is too painful for him to offer it himself.
Yes, precisely, Doctor.
It's a rocket. It's a real rocket. See? I can touch it.
May we look inside?
I insist that you look inside.
Come along, Dr. Lowe. This is one of the most...
Captain, it's 3 minutes to 3. If we can keep them here until they open the channels, they'll be able to hear the reaction to our report on Earth, and then we'll be able to...
I know. What a suspicious bunch of louts.
2 cents, I'd tell the people back home not to bother with Mars. I've never seen anything like it.
No, and now do you believe?
Why, this is the most incredible example of sensual hallucination and hypnotic suggestion I've ever encountered. We went through your rocket, as you call it. I tapped it, and I heard it. Auditory fantasy. I smelled it. Olfactory hallucination induced by sensual telepathy. I could even taste it. Lingual fantasy. Allow me to shake your hand, sir, and congratulate you. You are a psychotic genius. You have done the most complete job. Why, the task of projecting your psychotic image life into the mind of another via telepathy and keeping the hallucinations from becoming sensually weaker is almost impossible. Those people in the house usually concentrate on visuals, or at the most visual and auditory fantasies combined.
But you, Captain, have balanced the whole conglomeration. Your insanity is beautifully complete. My insanity. Yes. What a lovely insanity.
Metal, rubber, foods, clothing, fuel, nuts, bolts, 10,000 separate items we've checked on your vessels. Never have we seen such complexity.
Why, there were even shadows under the bunks and under everything.
Such a concentration of will. Let me embrace you, sir. I'll write this into my greatest monograph. I'll speak of it at the Martian Institute next month.
Doctor, he's incurable, of course.
Of course. You poor, wonderful man. You'll be much happier dead. Well, have you any last words?
Wait, no, don't you.
Oh, you poor, sad creature. I'm afraid you are far beyond any psychiatric therapy. You're an incurable.
No.
I shall put you out of this misery which has driven you to imagine this rocket and these three men.
I did not.
It will be most engrossing to watch your three friends and your rocket vanish once I've killed you.
Doctor.
And then I will write a paper on the dissolution of neurotic images from what I observed here today.
I'm from Earth. My name is Jonathan Williams, and these men are...
Yes, I know. From Earth.
Honest. Captain Williams. They continue to exist.
Superb. Hallucinations with time and spatial existence. I wonder how they will react to a bullet.
No. Oh, no. Put on a shot.
No. An auditory appeal, even with the patient dead.
They still exist. And so does the rocket.
Phenomenal. Such persistence of the psychosis. First time I've ever observed it post-mortem. But it will fade. It will all fade. Interesting, wasn't it? Well, shall we be returning to the Institute?
I should like you to explain certain aspects of the case to the members of my department.
Oh, gladly, my boy, gladly. You see, this patient...
Earth to Mars. Earth to Mars. Calling rocket expedition. Calling rocket expedition. Do you read me? Do you read me? Come in, Captain Williams. Come in, Captain Williams. Earth to Mars. Earth to Mars.
Under the direction of Norman MacDonald, Escape has brought you The Earthman by Ray Bradbury, especially adapted for Escape by Walter Newman, starring Parley Bear with Harry Bartell, Hans Conried, Larry Dobkin, and Lou Krugman. Featured in the cast were John Daner, Sidney Miller, Georgia Ellis, Jack Crucian, and Byron Kane. The special music for Escape is composed and conducted by Leith Stevens.
Escape with us to an island off the northwest coast of Africa, and the story of a man whose quest for happiness was blocked by a giant, a madman, and a beautiful girl, as Millard Kaufman tells it in his exciting story, The Gladiator.
There's all fun each and every weekday when most of these same stations bring you CBS Radio's Arthur Godfrey Time. This is Roy Rowan speaking. This is CBS, where you hear the FBI in Peace and War every Thursday night, the Columbia Broadcasting System.